Panda. I got broads in Atlanta. Just to me in the family. Credit cards in the scammers. Getting no list in the bank. Legacy.
Eugene.
Yes, Mr. K. How are you doing?
What a weekend we had. What a week we're having since last week. How you been, Eugene?
I've been okay. Being a Spurs fan for 40 odd years, expected, right? Been through it, right? Zen about it. Not too angry, not too sad. Not too angry, not too hurt, not too sad, because been through it. So we lived through it. So what's next? That's all you can say. What's next? Yeah, what's next?
Look, you know what it is? I think there's been so many streams that have come up today, on Sunday, Saturday, Monday, that have gone over this subject of this particular game in so much detail. I don't think we really need to get into it, do we?
Nah, I'm tired of it too. Yeah.
I'm tired as well. I think mistakes happen, whether we accept them or don't accept them. They are what they are. Mm-hmm. We just have to move on. We have seen 3-4 games where the players have played really well. We've seen the team be more solid. I think it's time to put it behind us, as Sean Hurley's saying. Put it behind us. And anyway, shall we have a little look to see who's come into the chat? I mean, now, to tell you the truth, there's quite a few shows that have just happened just now. Paxton Road did one. Kirst, she did one. Tottenham Away, they did one. Tommy Talks Ball, he did one. The Irish Hotspur, I think he's still going on. I'm not too sure. I think he still is to a certain degree. So it's going to be a bit of a slow start for our stream, I believe. We're going to slowly start to get people coming in. Probably, I reckon, around about in the half an hour mark. But we are going to get some of our regulars popping in. I think maybe we should step back.
Say hi to them. Yeah.
Okay, right. Let's step back. Okay. Let's have a look to see who's popped into our stream. Eugene, it's always nice to get a hello from you.
Yeah,
it's always nice. Scott M.
Hi, big up, Scott.
Hello. Yeah. Big up. Definitely getting a prize today. You have to get up a little bit earlier in order to get ahead of Lukman on the comments. Sean Hurl, chill, brothers. Put it behind us. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Ams, hello to you. Hello. Inotesh, hello, guys. Hello to you. And Shane Black is in the house as well.
Yeah.
Good
morning,
you,
Shane. Yeah.
Good morning. Is he down under?
Yeah, I think it's about 8 a.m. in where Shane is. Yeah.
People in the audience, if you're watching this right now and you're typing into the chat, can you please put down like where you're actually, watching the show from? It'd be really interesting to see where we're covering to. Sean Hurley is saying watching from here. Thank you, Sean. Sean is very informative there. Man down. Have we come across Man Down before?
I think he's
welcome to the stream, Man Down.
Yeah,
I can't believe people want Nuno out after 4 games. Laugh my ass out. What is going on? What is going on is I think it's something that's been happening over summer, where we lost patience, especially after last year. I think this is a Jose effect to a certain degree. Question to the panel: who is your favorite Spurs legend, Greaves or Hoddle? Well, do you have your own personal favorite, Eugene?
Greaves was before my time. All right.
Yeah.
So to me, is Hoddle and Gascoigne. Actually, there are quite a few favorite Spurs legends. Right?
For me, simple. For me, simple. I'm old enough, right? Yeah, to remember Gascoigne.
Yeah, Gascoigne, and
you can't beat that player. Honestly, only a broken leg could get him off the pitch. Jason Groves, hi guys. Hello, Jason. Nuno, Nuno is magic. Right, the name of the show is Has Nuno Lost His Magic? Is Nuno still got that magic? He's Magic Nuno. Sean is actually
from Scotland.
He's up north in Scotland.
Yeah.
Right, glad to know. Scott is in Alberta, Canada. And Derek Hutchinson's in the house. Where is Derek? There we are, Derek. Big up, Derek. Guys. You guys can put down where you're from. That'd be absolutely fantastic. I'd really like to get a little flavor of where everyone is looking at this program from. Craig Bowler. I hope I pronounced the surname correctly.
Yeah, Craig. Big up.
Problem is, people didn't want him in the first place. And I think that's basically the Jose effect, isn't it? Where you looked at our team and you said to yourself, we want to be a nice, fast-flowing team, pass and move. And what we started to see was a very laborious type of game of holding and frustrating the opposition. Sometimes it was successful and sometimes it wasn't. And, success, if things are successful, I think everyone puts a smile on their face. Bryce is here on True Blue Spurs.
Bryce is from Australia. Morning to
He's from Australia. There we go.
Yeah,
Sean Hurley is, I'm old enough to remember Greaves.
Oh, good for you.
You're also probably old enough to remember Grease as well.
Grease, I remember.
As
Grease
in like the disco,
the movie,
the movie itself.
Yeah.
Nuno got to go, says Monty the Hotspur. Morty. I do beg your pardon. Morty the Hotspur. Nuno got to go.
We'll see.
Where to? Cash and carry 24/7. Somewhere. Get some more juice. Get some mojo juice, so to speak. But crocodiles. Okay, I got
crocodile.
it. Evening all. What are your thoughts on the knee-jerk reaction of our fan base? I can't remember how long it took Poch, but it took him a while to reach his preferred way to play. I think we have now become impatient as a fan base, and with the explosion of the social media, we found a way to express ourselves more, and the knee-jerk reaction is to type something out and get stuff off your chest. So in social media, this is what's basically happening. Will it affect Nuno? Will it affect the board? I think it's just one game. They'll ride over it. It was whether it continues. Paxton Road TV, I think that's Shane. Big up, gents. Others known as Sam.
Sam or Shane?
Well, that's his name, Shane. We just call him Sam.
Oh, that's why Irish always calls him Shane, and I keep getting confused. Why do you call him Shane? So now we know his name is Shane, but
that's right. But Derek's watching from Peterborough.
Okay.
Jason Groves, he's actually watching from Nova Scotia in Canada, very far away. Yes. I say give the man a chance. I will judge him after the start of next season when his squad is his squad. Right? I think after a year we still didn't call Jose his squad, did we? We still said it wasn't quite his squad. But I think I've got good signs right here that with Paratici, he's going to start to shift out some of the players sooner rather than later. He's already done a good job. I think he's got more to do. We've got Sean Hurl saying he's born in 61, a significant year. It certainly was. Certainly was a significant year. I think that was the year when the Americans turned around and said, do something for your country because it's hard, or something like that. And then he's kicked off the space age. Right? Again, so he said he wanted to land on the moon. 61. All right, Tottenham teachers in the house. I think Tottenham teacher, where's he from? Canada? Tottenham teacher, where are you from? Please do type it into the chat. And those of you who are watching,
America or Canada? I can't remember. I think it's Mario. Mario.
Viewers out there, if you're watching, type into the chat where you're coming from. It'd be really interesting to actually get an idea.
California.
There. Oh, shall I quickly read out? They're comparing Joe with his jaws. Who's that? They're comparing Joe.
Jose, I think.
Oh, Jose, sorry. With his score sheet when Nuno came in with no time in preseason. You know what? This preseason has been absolutely terrible. They are. They're comparing Jose with his score sheet. Right. Absolutely agree with you. I think Nuno came in with no time, and preseason was terrible. Let's face it. And this is worse preseason than what Poch had before he left. Right. Give Nuno a chance. I think that is going to become a song. Mike, the Hotspur Hustler, otherwise also one of the duos in one of the team from Paxton Road TV. He says, we as a fan base are impatient. Just give him time. Give Nuno a chance. I think that's going to be the general theme going for this week. Sean Hurley saying that Pochettino took till November. The expulsion of Kabul, Kapui gang and so on. Yes, that's right. Kabul left in the January transfer window of that year. And obviously saying hello to everyone else.
Yep.
And Tottenham teachers in California. Wait,
Yeah,
California.
America.
California. That's West Coast, right?
Yep, West Coast.
Wow, this must be like in the morning for him.
Oh,
I think they're about 12 hours or something, 10 hours or something like that about part.
12
Morty
14
the
hours
Hotspur saying Son hit a miracle banger to beat City. It looked like he slipped, but he still got the ball in the back of the net. Delhi got a sketchy PK Park. What's that PK stand for again? Penalty. There you go. Penalty against Wolves, right? But then again, Delhi is the type of guy that's going to get sketchy penalties. That's his job. And Son accidentally scored against Watford. I don't. You know what? People don't really care nowadays how it goes in. As long as it goes in, he was shooting in that general direction, right? The Palace loss was expected with the lineup. Bad management. Bad. I think if the Palace loss was expected, yeah, that's right. When you saw the lineup, that's when the loss was expected. So yeah, I think everyone had reservations when they saw that, right?
Yeah.
And Crocodile saying, "Bloody hell, your show has some global reach." Yes, because we've been developing this show from an international market from the very beginning. Yeah. We used to come on like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, Crocodiles must know where I'm from.
That's right. Right, we certainly have. In case the viewing audience does not know, Eugene is actually transmitting from Malaysia. I'm in the UK, London.
Yeah.
Right. Mario's in the house.
Hey,
Maz,
Mario,
my two favorite Spurs people. Good to see you. Good to see you too. You know, when we chuck the link out there, we want some people to pop in if possible. But it's all up to you guys. It's you guys are deciding the agenda for what we were talking about today. Is talk to K. K doesn't talk to you. You talk to K. Right. Craig Bowler is saying, it's Paratici's squad, not Nuno's. I think for the time being, it's actually Levy's squad.
Yeah. No, you're wrong. For time being, it's Levy's squad. It's always been Levy's squad.
Oh, I see.
For the time being, it's always been Levy's squad. You see, that's
no,
why
but we do hope. Look, just in case a miracle happens, and maybe Levy has decided to step back, and maybe Hitchin might be his right-hand man inside the squad behind Paratici. So maybe that's one way for Levy to keep influence inside there.
Yeah, maybe.
I would say so. I would say so. Nobody survived this long with Levy in his endearing book, as Hitchin has. Right, Ams is saying Wolves battered so-called title contenders Man United.
For a period of time.
See that match?
Yeah. That was before Ronaldo.
That was you know something? I'm thinking in my fantasy league, right? Yeah. I might swap Kane for Ronaldo.
Yeah. I'm saving money for my FPL to buy Ronaldo. I got £4.9 million. If I sell Bamford, then add up the money. 12.5 million, I can buy Ronaldo. I'm thinking.
I think I must be sentimental. I went to do it a little while ago to change Kane to Lukaku or someone else, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it.
I just took Son out.
Right, Lisa Odels, she's from Mexico in Cancun.
Hi, Cancun, Mexico. Hi, Lisa.
Right. What else have we got here?
Thanks for joining.
Craig Bowler saying Jose came in during the middle of the season, so it did take Jose a little while before he could get around to like starting to. In fact, I don't think he ever got the opportunity to say that was his squad. Realistically, right? Who else have we got? We've got the missus back from the shops. She's in the kitchen now.
I want to go to Cancun.
My missus says she wants to go to Cancun.
Yes.
Lisa,
Nice
my
place.
missus would like to come down to Cancun. It's official. Mr. K is going to have to take a holiday to Cancun. Right. Tottenham teacher is saying, hola, que padre, saludes, desde EU. Right. I didn't understand a word of what I've just said.
Yeah.
But Mark Swift is bigging up Tottenham teacher. And we like to big up Mark Swift as well.
Yeah.
Right. Bryce is saying, it's the fact that we've been so toothless in attack that's concerning. Apart from our defense, everything else looks so far off. Now, if I'm not much mistaken, Eugene, isn't this pretty much what we said for the second half of last season? That we look toothless in attack. We decided to concentrate so much on defense that we became useless in attack. The difference this season, I believe, is that from the first 3 games I've seen in the Premier League, we may not be that fantastic at attack, but we're very solid in defense. And if I had a choice between one and the other, we've had those times when we used to score lots of goals and the opposition scored goals back. So we've had those times. So this time, it's solid defensive makeup where even Dyer's looking good. And I think to a certain degree, that heals some of the hurt that we've had in the last 2 years, including the last year that Poch was there. You remember that 5-1 drumming that we got from Newcastle when we were chasing the league?
That was the last match of
and Newcastle was actually getting relegated that season, and they smashed us on the last day of the thing. See, that's the type of result I don't want us to ever see, and I think Nuno can really prevent that from happening. Right, Mike from Hotspur Hustler, who's and nothing to do with the magazine, by the way. He's actually from Paxton Road TV. He goes, "Who cares how a goal goes in as long as it crosses the opposition's goal line?" Laughing out loud, only with the 3 points. Potomac, am I pronouncing correctly? Potomac. You come across Potomac?
Yeah,
okay, right.
I've come across Potomac before.
In that case, big up, lads. Importance of Son is not talked about enough. Trust me, we know the importance of Son.
Yeah, we know.
Very much so. I think everyone has now begun to realize that he is now the new talisman. Now, I saw a video the other day. It was taken by a fan. And I do like to watch videos that fans created because they produce better content than what I've seen on Sky and ESPN and so forth. And what they showed was the last match that Sissoko was involved in. And it showed him coming out to the middle of the pitch and clapping to the fans, and the fans were all shouting at Sissoko and so forth. And what made it more, the reason why I'm mentioning this is because Son was the one that was holding Sissoko and telling the fans to clap for Sissoko. That means that Son has now moved into that central pivot position of influence inside our dressing room. I think Kane has let it go. And I think Son has taken it up, right? Yeah. So I think the importance of Son is fundamentally important to our season, and I think the best thing that could have ever happened to us was him signing a new contract.
True. True.
We may have Kane maybe sulking for a season, but we have Son breathing fire for the season. So that's good to see.
We need that.
I hope that injury is not too long, takes him away for too long. I hope. Yeah. Derek Hutchinson saying Davis and Winks equals loss. I think if there's anyone out there that doesn't know this, I think the gentleman by the name of Alex, right? He doesn't know this, right? Right.
Alex D.
Tottenham teacher saying, obviously to Mark Swift, he's saying a long time, mate. He goes, school year has been a lot of front-loading pandemic problems. So basically, I think the pandemic is still affecting people's lives, whether at school, colleges, or whatever type of jobs they're doing. Scott Ham saying, Potts didn't have a history of negative football like Nuno does. No. When we were under Poch, we used to scare teams. Nuno might turn out okay, but his style of football shouldn't be a surprise. It's the same crap he did at Wolves. I think when you speak to a lot of Wolves fans, you see that they took what Nuno did with their team, and they were proud of what he did for 1, 2, 3 years. But then it got to the stage where that same monotonous, boring style of football started to get onto the Wolves fans, and eventually they were saying, "Look, we're fed up with this. We want him to go." And I think to a certain degree, I think it all comes down to the recruitment of the players, because I think coaches nowadays are very, very good coaches. They can adapt. I remember Sam Allardyce getting a lot of crap at West Ham for playing boring football. And then he changed a few things, and all of a sudden they were playing fantastic. So I think all coaches have that general skill of being able to play exciting football, but it's down to whether or not they've got the players.
That's true.
Sean Hurl says, can it be that Harry Kane needs Son, but Son doesn't need Harry Kane? I think that's become more and more relevant, because the thing is,
it's becoming obvious.
Obvious,
you know,
you
very
can
obvious.
See 3-4 defenders can go around Kane and prevent him from getting the ball. Whereas Son is so fast, he will just run away, and you'll never be able to catch him. I think United were lucky to beat Wolves. I think United are lucky, full stop. Then we got the Ronaldo. They're still lucky. Enough said about him. Nuno's body language is worrying. He looks lost on the touchline. I think if you had to watch Winks and Davis play, you'd also be lost on the touchline.
Yeah.
Seriously, I would.
But okay, Mr. K, just about Nuno, right? I think a lot of the fans are doing this is because they are seeing a lot of things which they saw in Jose, and it's repeating itself with Nuno. Okay, so that's why a lot of fan base are panicking inside. That's why they want him out. They don't want to go through that emotion again. And I don't blame them, right? But let's hope Nuno learns from this mistake that he did on Saturday, and he can bring us forward, like he says, make us proud again. But the problem is what I saw from Nuno when he does his press conference and all that before the season started. He keeps saying that we do have the quality, which what Jose said the last season when he was in charge, right? But I think what happened on Saturday, hopefully it'll wake him up. And like I said, right, I don't think Nuno will be like Jose, because Jose was stubborn, right? And he picked out 11 players and he played them till they died, right? Played them till they practically couldn't play anymore. That 11 or 13 players that he was rotating around. So let's see whether Nuno will have some kind of notion to bring in some fresh blood, right? Hopefully from our youth to rejuvenate our team. That's what I'm hoping for.
He's made that intention clear to us with the Conference League squad listing. I mean, half the players in that list are from our youth squad. Yeah. Now, Chester Copperpot, welcome to the stream.
Welcome, Chester.
Is Nuno a stopgap? Short contract. Now, this is one of the things which I think is probably causing an awful lot of strife with the fan base, is that they know in the back of their mind that Nuno's got a short contract. So the way they look at it is they're already in trepidation about the fact that he's got a short contract. Seeing that type of performance, hearing what Wolves fans have got to say, is likely to push people into that direction, right? Of complaining about him.
Yeah. But the fan base should know nowadays no manager gets an outright 5-year contract in their first contract signing. It doesn't happen anymore, right? It's always 2+1, some kind of tenancy agreement.
Jamie gets in the house.
Yeah,
talking about distinguished chat. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Jamie's
Ems is saying, he needs to show he's one of us. He's the one to take us forward for an extension. Nuno has yet to prove certain things, but the noise he made at the beginning of the season was correct. The way he got our defensive line and our midfield to play together was a good signs as well. So I'm willing to give him a pass on this particular game. Yeah. Faz Redfar.
Yep.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
We can support Nuno until he decides to start Winks in the league again. Now, I've said this already. If I see Winks on the starting lineup of any particular game in the league right here, I will just refuse to watch the bloody game. It's as simple as that. I'm sorry. I'm extremely irate. You'd watch it. You can tell me what happened.
I don't care. To tell the truth, I don't care who's on the pitch anymore. Just long
he goes, that will be the end of support. Do you agree?
Yeah, I will support.
No, but would you, if you saw this again, if you saw exactly the same identical play again, would you start to lose that level of respect that you have for Nuno? Would you start to, would your support for the manager start to wane?
To tell the truth, I didn't want to go into this, right? But I think what happened on Saturday predominantly wasn't Nuno's fault, because there were so many other circumstances that happened around him, right? The whole international break thing, the injuries to Son, and to tell the truth, a lot of things wasn't for him to blame. But when that squad came out, the first team squad came out, then, all of us were scratching our head. Why are we playing with 3 CDMs, right? So that was the problem that started everything.
Maybe on Winks' contract, it doesn't say CDM. It might say something else.
No. Maybe in Winks' contract, right? It stated that he has to play a minimum amount of games a year.
I don't know. We don't know.
We don't.
But I mean, even the suspicion of saying that Levy has some sort of influence on the selection. I mean, it's disrespectful to the manager.
Yeah.
If that's true, it's also disrespectful to think that the manager is like that. Okay, let's move on. Maz is saying that what you said there, Mr. K, is spot on. Jose never had the opportunity to call the squad his team, because I'm not sure Nuno will be afforded any better, as Levy will pressure Paratici for results. I think you're right there, Maz. But I think that the difference is that Paratici has managed to shift some of the dead wood out, and it looks like he may shift more dead wood out, because he's going to have the fan base supporting him. Okay? Hopefully.
But the problem, what Paratici did this year, right? He shipped some of the dead wood out, but not the priority dead wood out. You see?
No, not yet.
Yeah, that's the part. Yeah.
Tottenham teacher might. Oh yes. So basically, he was saying hello to the international base in Spanish, and a big up to Mrs. K. Mrs. K, from doing her shopping, and she's come back at this time of night. It's London. What do you expect? It's open 24 hours a day. But thank you very much, Tottenham teacher. If you want to do that again, please do so. Do it more. Now that I know what it is, I'll highlight it more. All right. Craig Bowler saying, with Nuno being on such a short contract, has he been brought in as a caretaker manager and isn't expected to do much other than to keep the ship steady while we rebuild?
The thing is that
that's a very strong conspiracy theory, and I think I don't have enough aluminium foil to wrap around my head right now. But
now, Craig, I think what's happening is very simple now, right? A lot of managers don't get the long-term contracts; they get the 2 years. If you prove yourself in that 2 years, then when the option of +1 come out, I guess the club will give you a slightly longer contract, which is 3 years +1 again. Then if you prove yourself in another 3 years, then you get another slightly longer contract, 4 years.
We hope. Now, it could be true. It could be true, because let's face it, pass and move is not exactly like,
push and
not
run.
exactly. I don't know, flair football. We'll see. Let's give Nuno a little bit of a chance. And then we'll move on from there. Nuno can prevent drubbings from happening, except for last Sunday. You know what? It's actually true. His squads have always been hard to beat. So I think the first thing he did was he tried to make Spurs hard to beat. Obviously, he thinks to himself that when he sees when the players like Winks and Davis sees other people performing at a high level, that they're going to slot straight in. That never happened. Jay Ashraf. Hi, Mr. K.
Hi, Jay.
Hello, Ashraf. Cynical Dad. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice
thank you for coming to the stream. Playing defensively is fine, but for me, the gap between midfield and attack are huge. There are no presence in the middle of the pitch in any attacking sense. Is that presence or presence? But either way, playing defensively is fine, but for me, the gap between the midfield and attack is huge. See, here's the problem. When you try to solidify your defense, your midfield is going to move slightly back to hold that position, which is going to create a gap between the striking force and your midfield. Unless you have somebody in the midfield that can get the ball, 1 or 2 moves, go there, break into the number 10 spot, and then slide someone on the wing in, or pop one forward like a through ball. But we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see how we open up as a team. Right now, I believe that Nuno is trying to give us something solid foundation. Right. Thalman, welcome to the stream. Sad to see Kane and how disconnected with the team he is. Hope we never saw Winks in Premier League again, but he tends to feature in our bad losses. It's sad to see Kane. I think some people were saying that he got battered blue in the Poland game, and he was still recovering from that. And this particular game, without its creativity in the midfield, trying to get through balls, trying to get openings opened up for Kane, that never happened. I saw Moura playing too many times going towards the center, where Kane already is. That forced Kane to go out wide to the right. And I think to a certain degree, some of his teammates are not doing him any favors. Legend 27, thank you very much for coming to the stream. How can you blame Nuno? We fell off the ladder with Poch. Jose was a Chelsea fan, done more harm than good. Got a point. And we're still stuck with the same Judward from 5 years ago.
True. So true.
Spot on, Legend. And you are a legend for saying so. I mean, is there anything that we can add to that at all in any way?
Like I said before, right? The squad is a 5-year-old squad. I mean, Nuno's inheriting most of the squad that was with Poch, right? And whatever has been coming in now they're new. So let's see how it goes from there.
Right. Continuing on from sad to see Kane and how disconnected Thalman saying that he was with the team. Jay Rusher replies back there, so that's because he looks behind him and keeps seeing Winks. I like that. That. Thank you, Ashraf. You know what? It's Kane isn't. Paul is in the house. Evening all.
Hi, Paul.
Evening all. Hey, I wonder what martial art that is. What's the martial art picture of? Paul, let us know what martial art is that icon of. Jamie saying, did Nuno bottle it on Saturday or just lack of vision? I think he looked like a deer in headlights. I think he was going through shock. I genuinely believe that Nuno was in deep thought towards the end and he just refused to do anything.
You see, I think Saturday's game was something what Nuno was trying out. See, to see whether he could trust these players to do a job. So in the end, when he found out that they can't, he's going back into his mind, says, oh shit, I'm stuck.
Oh dear,
right?
Oh dear, what have I done? I've signed a 2-year contract. I should have gone to Everton. I should have taken on Palace.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Nuno's a good manager. He will improve his style. I hope he does. Yeah. And I think he is a good manager. I genuinely believe he's a good manager. You know why? Because he has an amazing beard. Jerison says, Nuno, all right, join the club. Listen, I'll send you one of the posts. You can just put it on when we come to the show. Actually, he's saying Nuno needs to drop the Miami Vice Crockett look. I thought it looked nice.
Crockett?
I thought it looked sexy. I mean, I'm from the 80s. What do you expect?
Oh, Crockett. Okay. Crockett. Now I get Crockett.
Yeah, Miami Vice. Miami Vice.
I know, Crockett.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Jamie gets saying, if this season is a repeat of last season, I'm going to lose my hair like all the Tottenham YouTubers. Start growing a beard, Jamie. Jamie, start growing a beard. Yeah, it compensates.
Yeah. And I can't grow a beard, Jamie.
Derek replies back saying, if Nuno loses against Rennes, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Wolves, he will be in trouble with Levy breathing down his neck. What do you mean? Wait. If he loses against Rennes, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Wolves, no, he'd be sacked before he gets to Wolves.
No.
I'm telling you straight up. He loses 3 games after already losing this one. That'll be 4 games. That's impossible. No manager from Spurs has lost 4 games and kept his bloody job. That's a fact.
And to tell the truth, right? It's not Levy's going to be breathing down Nuno's neck, right? It's Brian Daigle's breathing down Levy's neck.
I think the fan base will be on Nuno's head if we lost all 3 games. Sorry, all 4 of those games. I don't think he'd be around.
But the thing, in the end of the day, right? If that happens, right, the fan base should be turning against Levy. Not Nuno.
Come on. It's just like, the sacrificial lamb has been put forward with a 2-year contract. Come on, Eugene, you know what's going to happen. We can shout till the cows come home, but at the end of the day, the fan base at the end of the day is only going to see what they see in front of their eyes. Yeah, and you have to respect that. You know, you have to respect everyone's opinion out there and what they can and can't see. I no longer get disappointed anymore like I used to last year. I understand that regardless of what the fans think, they're still the fans. And they're the club. So if I love the club, then I love the fans. Simple as that. Tottenham teacher saying, I agree with Eugene. Sorry if I misspelt. Eugene is spelt slightly differently on this particular Eugene. That particular Eugene is a European name, I believe. Too many flashbacks of Jose. And I get it. But I think Nuno will not be as stubborn.
Yeah, that's true.
He's on that short term. Nuno could fully flesh the squad out. Let's see. I think him working with Paratici is probably going to be the thing that's going to be decided. January transfer window, summer transfer window. You know, I have to revise my expectation of the team. From where I said we might end up in top 4, I believe with a heavy heart that we need to aim for 6th. Seriously, I'm not joking.
No,
a good cup run. A good cup run. If we can get to a final somewhere, that'd be a good season.
Yeah. No, to me, to tell the truth, right, at the moment, I'm not even looking at top 4, top 6, top 10, or top 11 or whatever. I'm just looking each game at a time. You get what I'm saying? Now? Because for Nuno now is that to him is each game at a time. He's inherited a squad which is old from 5 years. The backbone of that squad has not been refreshed, right? We don't have a backup striker. We don't have a creative midfielder. We don't have a central midfielder, right? But what Nuno is doing now, I see he's building up the defense first. I think he's going step by step. And I think Saturday match against Palace he was, I think, experimenting. Okay? He was experimenting something which failed grandly, all right? Grandly failed. Yeah. So
I think if you're going to do experiments, you need to do experiments like outside the league.
No, he had no choice because he had no other players with him.
Crappy preseason, right?
The crappy preseason, the international break broke us.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why.
Okay, so Kane, sorry, I keep saying Kane. I know it's Paul Kane. Cole Kane. Paul, let us know what martial art that is that I'd really like to know. Just joined, and I got the tail end of your last comments, and that's true. Every coach wants to win. Every single coach. It's always going to go down to how you invest. Arsenal proved this 100%. Look, trust me, if you are a coach and you get into the Premier League, you are one of the best. Trust me. The way we look sometimes at coaches, right, as if they're not very good. I think primarily it's because of talisman style coaches that come in who used to be ex-players. Some can cut it, some can't. Frank Lampard was an example. Right, Thalman. It's not just the approach in games, it's what you train for in training sessions. Good point. Is it fast passing five-a-side or is it defensive systems? I think when we had when there was an interview by Tanganga and he said that we were practicing fast attacking side. So we know he's doing all. Bob Spurs in the house.
Hey, Bob.
On a side note, there was a bit of sadness seeing Barcelona tonight. How the mighty have fallen. What happened to Barcelona?
They lost 3-0 to Bayern Munich at home.
Bayern Munich?
Yeah.
Bayern Munich?
Yep. Smash Barca at home.
Oh, my days. It's sad. It's sad. But whenever I look at PSG now, I keep thinking that they're Barcelona. Salman. Also, the amount of strikers in training. We have one. Not defense, learn how to defend.
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry. Also, the amount of strikers in training. We have one. How can our defense learn how to defend? Listen to Nuno. In Nuno, we trust. I hope.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Paul is saying evening, everyone, or whatever time it is. Yes. Yeah. What time is it over where you are? Viewers out there who are typing into the chat, please type in where you're actually typing from. It'd be really grand to see where everyone is from. Okay? Yeah. If you can do that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. If you can't, smash a like instead. Eugene,
and
shall we step back away a little bit further and have a quick look at the patrons and the YouTube members that we currently have? I always like to give them a shout out. It's been 37 minutes. I feel a bit bad that we haven't done so. Let's get it out of the way now. Okay, these are our Patreon members. They keep all the lights on. Spartan 7 Gaming, Wayne Bonner, Mama Coates, Celery Agent, AG, Guguma, Tony Coe, Alex Burton, Bob Spur TV, John N, and Colin Lumsden. These are the Patreon members. And now the YouTube members, which is Matt Hayes. Please do go and watch his blog. C Says, I love that name. Danny Kriaku, Wayne Bonner, Dan THFC, otherwise known as the Yid Kid, Tony Coe, Scott M, Kieran McDonald, Tottenham Tantrum, Colin Lumsden, Kenneth Tottenham Hotspur, and Dave Jones. I think Tottenham Tantrum, he became a member during our show, didn't he?
Yep.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much, audience out there, for having a look at that. If you do want to support this channel, the WillStewartTHFCRants channel, think about becoming a patron or think about becoming a YouTube member. There are things like super chats and super stickers. I'd prefer it if you became a member instead, primarily because I think this format that we're currently doing, we are going to go through all your comments. You don't need to do anything special to get our comments, to get your comments being read out. So I didn't get as far. I think I've lost my place. Oh, yeah. Side note, Bob. Side note, Bob. How the mighty have fallen. Right. Thalman. Also, the amount of strikers in training. Yes, we were already here. Evening all. And Pontomac. That's it. We're here now. Skip has been good. However, his future is not the now. He'll get run over against the likes of Chelsea. I think if Skip was a lot more fitter, because I think he was still carrying on from the injury they had before. If he was fit and he's got good players around him, then I think Skip can stay in the team and become a vital clog within it. I think he will grow and mature this season playing alongside Højbjerg. I think that's the best place for him to learn. Sending him out on loan, no good. Chucking him into the Conference League to play by himself, no good. He needs the legs. He needs the time on the pitch. And maybe this wasn't a good showing from Skip. I think Skip didn't look like himself, did he, Eugene?
Yeah.
Did Skip look like his normal self?
No. I don't know. Like I said, the international break broke us, and a lot of our players came back a bit off form, right? Not as sharp.
Right. So I think Lisa's trying to say that she's from Mexico.
Yes, I think it's talking to.
No, they told you she's from Cancun.
Oh, wait. My
Yeah.
wife just told me that she's from Cancun.
Yeah, Cancun is Mexico.
I know.
Yes.
I forgot that she's from Cancun. My wife just reminded me. Right. Craig is saying Barker looked really poor tonight. Could have been a right drumming. It sounds like our team, right? Fez, if Nuno really thinks Winks can start again, we're in deep trouble. I'm hoping it was just a one-off, and he now knows.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I think the now knows moment that happened for Jose last season really sent a pear shape. It really put our season completely, like a boomerang. It went right back on itself and smacked us. I'm hoping that Nuno reacts a lot better than Jose did, because Jose overreacted. Right.
Yep.
I want Nuno to keep faith with the team. I want him to keep faith with it. Okay. So Ashraf is saying, shame we didn't get the Bayern manager. You know what? That is a bit of a shame. That is a bit of a shame. Yeah, Nagelsmann. I think we talked too much and we didn't act fast enough.
Yep.
Scott M, from now on, I'm only watching league games with Eugene in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
You're a fan, bro. From now on,
Thanks,
I'm only watching league games with Eugene in the lineup. So nice. He said it twice. Right. Muntaza Ali is here in the town. Thank you very much. Mr. K and Lukman making Spurs great again. Oh, that's a lovely statement. Making Spurs great again. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I wish. Right. Potomac. Am I saying it right? Potomac?
Yes. Potomac.
Right.
Yep.
Potomac. Does Levy pick our starting 11? This is one of the conspiracy theories which kind of like I have to get tinfoil hat and put it on and say that this is a legacy from the end of last season when Winks was playing in the final and Ryan Mason came in and, it was a case of it looked for all intents and purposes like Levy was pushing all the buttons.
Yeah.
Is he still doing that now? Maybe that was the reason why. Maybe that was the reason why Nuno was so quiet at the end.
Because I didn't choose the team. He's trying to say, right?
He's thinking, what have I done? The fan base is going to kill me. And guess what? He's right. The fan base are going to kill you for that. Craig, top managers get more than 2 years. Jose had a contract till 2023. Boy. What you said earlier about 2 years. Jose had much better than 2 years. And plus his per year pay was fantastic. Mr. B.I.G. Pepe, welcome to the stream. Oh, I love that picture he's got. Oh, I absolutely love it. I love art and so on, right? That's a beautiful picture in there. No Sonny, no Bergie, no Gio, no Kuti. Kuti's Romero's nickname, isn't it? Yep. Dombele frozen out. Skip. How can he be frozen out when he's on the bench? That's disgusting. I don't know why they would do that to him. Right, and Skip playing with a knock. And obviously, Skip was playing with a knock. Kane was playing with banged up. And the ref being Palace's 12th man. You know what? I did suspect that referee. I'm glad someone else saw it as well. And Tanganga getting a red right before he had a chance to bring Gil on. Everything bad that could have happened did happen. Yeah,
that's why I said during one of my streams, I said, it's a what shit happens, and we had to get past it. Hi, Tony Cole.
Tony Cole's in the house.
안녕하세요.
And B.I.G. Pepe is saying Nuno was up against the wall, further made worse by his initial selection. His initial selection, everyone was scratching their head. I think we knew the writing was on the wall as soon as we saw the beginning of it. Jamie gets somebody left me a present in the Starbucks loo. Moving on. No toilet humor today. I don't care what present that was. He's amused the rest of the audience in the viewing. But Faz is going to big us up. Big up, guys. Thank you very much for bringing us back to football. I think we should aim to ensure we beat Rennes. Avoid Chelsea distraction at this point. We deal with it from Friday. I think you're right, Fez. I think we need to concentrate 100% on Rennes. One game at a time. Stop worrying about things that are not in our hands right now. But having said that, Nuno will have been training the players to be handling Chelsea. At the same time, he'll be training players to handle the game coming up for Rennes. True. That's always going to happen. Okay. Paul is saying it's Taekwondo. You know what? Something I was going to say something like it's Taekwondo. I did that when I was 15, but that was like 100 years ago or something. I'm a professional Taekwondo coach and kickboxing trainer. I did kickboxing when I was at university. I had some unofficial training from a brown belt who taught me all the naughty things.
Okay.
Knuckle theory. Right. Thank you very much for letting us know, Paul. Absolutely fantastic. Craig is saying that's the first time Barca have lost their opening match of the championship since they lost to Newcastle. Really? Not a single shot on target tonight. Wow. Wait, what? That's like us, isn't it? We got 2 shots on target.
But Barca's turning to Spurs.
Eugene, isn't that exactly what happened to Jose? I think what you said earlier was absolutely spot on, mate. Mark Swift, Nuno was thinking too much about the lineup.
Yeah.
I think he didn't think hard enough and make changes. Wait a second. I've jumped over a couple of people. No, I haven't.
No,
Audio
not
Artisan. Thank you very much for coming to the stream. Big up, chaps. Big up to you too. Audio. Let me know where you're streaming from, where you're broadcasting from. Viewers, if you haven't put down into the chat where you're actually sitting down right now, which part of the world you're from, please do so. It's going to be a lot of fun when everyone can see. Right. True Blue Spurs. Bryce. We probably would have beaten Palace if he was managing them. Is he referring to Jose?
Yeah, I think so.
I think if Nuno played it properly, we could have beaten Palace. But did he have not? I think he didn't have the players. It's as simple as that.
No.
Great news that the young boys.
Yeah.
Whoa, wait. Really? I thought Man United was 1-0 ahead or something.
Yeah, they lost. One Bissaka had a red card, so they were playing about like in last 60 minutes with.
You know something? Men. I actually went on a stream through the FTB. FTB is a cross club platform. They do all kinds of clubs, and they all basically we're football first. We like to play. We like to watch football, so we get together in this group called FTB, and they promoted a channel called the United Agenda or something like that. And I went on their stream, and they were talking about young boys, and I said to them, "Be careful with young boys. We played them. They're really tricky outfit, and I'm not surprised they got beaten." I even told them.
Yeah.
Leaning out.
Yeah. That's Bobby's new tagline.
What's the L for in Enoch?
It's Levy plus Enoch, so it's Leanic.
I like that, Derek. I'm borrowing that, Derek.
No, Bobby coined it.
Bobby coined it. Bobby, you're the man.
Yeah.
Right. Sean is saying, "Fret not. It's not going to happen."
Or maybe I'm not sure.
We don't know. I hope not. 79-98 season, Newcastle beat Barcelona in the opening match of the Champions League. Craig, you're an absolute legend, mate. Please, from now on, when I want details, I know I can rely upon you. Yeah. Sean is saying PJSD, right? Yeah.
It's PTSD, I think he's trying to put.
No. It's been changed to Jose.
Oh, PJSD.
Post Jose's stress disaster. Something like that. I think I remember correctly. Sean, let us know. Type it in the chat so everyone can see. Careful with the axe, Eugene. Pink Floyd. I like to play a bit of Pink Floyd, if not so. Dark Side. Thelman, Nuno is good, but our squad is far from it. We said the same thing last season when we said Jose is good and the squad is far from it. Yeah. But genuinely, at least Nuno has mentioned our motto and bringing pride back, which is a good thing. And he appears to be a lot more humble person. Doesn't have that arrogance and swagger that Jose had. When we decided to terminate a contract on Aurea, why wasn't Davis and Winks on that list? Good question. Yeah. We need answers. We're not likely to get it. Scotty, the line going through.
That is for another show.
We will look into it, Thalman. Trust me, we will look into it. We are that type of outfit.
Yeah.
Right, Scotty with the line going through. Lovely picture, Dembele. All Spurswasian speaks. All Spurswasian speaks is facts. Thanks, you have a fan, and he knows the truth. Jamie, we do some investing. It's just not very wise. That's already been stated by the club. Yeah. But now we got Pratici. We shall see. Forget Barca. I agree with you. Get them. It's all about Spurs. 100%. Come on, you Spurs. Right. Yes, we're going to forget that score because that's what Barcelona lost to, right?
Yeah. Brian Allen.
just when we say that we're going to stop talking about Barcelona, but it's in relevance to Spurs, so we're going to continue.
Yeah.
Brian Allen, welcome to the stream.
Yeah, Brian Allen.
Barcelona, the opposite of Spurs. Spend money recklessly and drive them into a complete mess.
Mm-hmm.
Adrian Silva, welcome to the stream.
To the show.
I was a geek before it was cool. I know the feeling. I was a nerd before it came cool. Right. Adrian Silva is from India. Absolute pleasure.
Yep.
Right. Mark Swift is from Essex, UK. Down the road from me. I'm only in Manor Park, mate. Thalma is actually from Norway.
Oh,
okay.
Big up,
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
California, we know. West Coast, 4 p.m. over there. It's tea time over there, but you don't have tea. It's coffee time.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, everyone's going to big up Brian Ireland. Brian Ireland's amazing. Listen, viewers out there, if you don't know about Brian Ireland, he hosts a show called Tottenham on Tour. It's a Canadian-based show, but they reach out worldwide. And it's on Friday nights, if you're ever going to find out. Friday night, I think it's 10, 11 o'clock, something like that, Eugene? Something like that. Somewhere on a Friday night.
12 o'clock.
Right.
12 a.m. GMT, I think. Friday.
Yeah, it's 12 o'clock midnight here based in London. Look for his channel called Tottenham on Tour. He does it with Brian Daigle. Absolutely fantastic channel. Please do look for it, guys out there. And, I like to help promote their side of it. I think Brian Allen is an amazing host, amazing knowledge. And sometimes he spits it out like it needs to be spat out. Mm-hmm. Right. Cynical Dad, welcome. Welcome to the stream. It's from Northern Ireland. It's 11:30. Same as us, more or less. And Brian, good on you, mate. Love you, mate. Right. Love you in. Good luck, Ams. Right. Jason Bell is watching from Indiana. Oh, Indiana. Sorry. In America. Got it. Welcome to the show. Would Audio Artisan is saying, would you take Daniel Sturridge on a 1-year deal from North London? The answer is no. Because out of those 12 months, right, he's going to be injured for 11 of them. I'm sorry. He was a wonderful player back in the day. He probably still is. I just don't trust his legs anymore. All right, Swift, big up, mate. Yep. And Island Life's in the house. Welcome, Island. I know you've been here for a while. I was going to eventually get to your comments. Been here watching the 16-17 season highlights. Oh, I love the 16-17 season highlights. Yeah. They're my favorite highlights. They're my favorite year. We were so close to lifting the trophy. I know that was that's my best season. I love that season. Mr. Edwardson is in the house.
Hey.
Hi again, Special K and Eugene. Yeah. Right. And Ams is from Prime Conte. Sorry, I beg your pardon. I thought maybe he was telling me a location, not a location at all. George, large statement promised investment into the team. I think there's a misunderstanding about putting money into the team and the word investment. If you recirculate money, you're just spending the allocated money that you already have in your budget. Investment is bringing more money and putting it on top. We do not invest at all. The word investment should not be on anyone's lips. Hardly investment. He's brought in and sold a few, and he's failed to get some potential good signings over the line. Yeah,
and
nothing new there.
And must also remember the statement that Levy did, right? He did say team, but he didn't say which team, right? It could be the property management team.
There you go, Mr. DP. Welcome to the house. Hello, Mrs. K. Mrs. K is getting more big up than me right now. Fantastic. Brian Ireland saying hello to everyone. Thank you very much. And Ams, the only thing is that Nuno is very coy in his conferences. He doesn't give away anything, which can be annoying. And you know what? He's right. I think with Nuno giving away so little away, we as a fan base, we're going to speculate too much. And you know for a fact what a fan base is like. It loves to speculate. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Mr. DP, Nuno is on borrowed time. Yes, with a 2-year short-term contract, he's definitely on borrowed time. Ali G has the knives out for him already.
Ali G?
Now, if it's Ali G from...
Borat Ali G?
It could be the Ali G that used to be the comedian, but I'm not too sure. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Has the knives for him out already. Surprised by the tone of his last video, given how close he is to the club. Oh, Gold. Ali Gold.
Alistair Gold, all right.
Alistair Gold. Okay, now what happened with Alistair, right? Yeah, was that time when he was told that we were going to get a manager within 7 to 10 days, and then he got egg all over his face.
Yeah.
Right. He reported that, and then he had to come back from his holiday and make a video. And since that day, Ali Gold has stepped up a gear and started to be a little bit harsh on the board, on Tottenham, on Spurs, on anyone. And I kind of like that about Ali now. A little bit more fire in his belly now. Cynical Dad, do you think Dombele will turn it around and earn his crust and possibly be the creative influence? I'm getting fed up with having to. Are you? So. I think we're all sick and tired of hearing this question. It's not your fault, Cynical Dad, because we ask this all the time. Yeah. I think George has said it best, right? Yeah, when he says if Dombele had a better attitude, he might get picked instead of sulking. We don't know what the real problem is. The only word that Nuno used was competitive or competition. He never used the word. He never said that Dombele wasn't fit. And we've seen pictures where Dombele looks amazingly fit. Yeah. So it has something to do with maybe the way he plays or the way he does play. He's just not doing it. He's not ticking the boxes for Nuno. Yep. Jamie Gate, when Poch was announced he was not the manager, that was a shock to me. I think it was also a shock to all of us because we got hurt when he said it. Maybe Jose was stymied by Levy the liar. Yep. Mason appeared to be. I think Mason was just a puppet. Poor Mason, because he didn't have a choice. And now Nuno, you deal with the devil. I agree. When you're dealing with Levy, count the fingers when you shake his hand. Yeah. Andy Lloyd, Dooku.
He's not a gentleman.
He's definitely not a gentleman. We all know that for a fact. Okay, Doku is one to look out for at Rennes. Unbelievably rapid winger. You know what? I know the name already, Doku. And yes, you're right. Look, Rennes is not going to be a walk in the park.
No.
They're Eugene was telling me before the show that they used to be in the Champions League as well. And so they're like us. Yeah, they're like us. They want to get back into the Champions League. They want to go back towards where they used to be. That means that this opportunity, this particular match is a great opportunity, a really big thing for them. I think they're going to put in a field a really strong squad against us. We better watch out.
They're home.
Island Life, you keep smiling. You keep seeing, I'm always smiling. You keep seeing Dombele in training videos, but not in the team selection.
Yeah.
Something's going on. Let's just hope. Let's just hope that when the formation starts to change, Dombele starts to come in. You two are absolutely fantastic. Probably the most engaging program with fans. Well, primarily, thank you very much, Potomac, number one. And number two, the format is primarily based around you guys. What I've realized is that the fan base is incredibly knowledgeable. We don't need to preach to you. You guys can probably preach to us.
True.
There's an incredible wealth of knowledge in the fan base. And primarily, that's what the show is all about, is trying to entice that knowledge out of people and then share it with everyone else as talking points. And hopefully, by the end of the show, people are feeling a little bit more positive. That's where Eugene and me come in. We're going to take what you guys give us and then put it into a slightly positive light. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Right. We've overtaken Barcelona in prices of squad. We're 9th most expensive squad. Barcelona are 10th. So apparently we've spent a bit more money than Barcelona have. Really?
Yeah.
What about the wages? I bet the wages are off the scale.
What Craig is saying, I think the overall squad value. Because Barcelona has been offloading a lot of their valuable players, out of their squad. So we have more or less overtaken them by a bit, I guess. Yeah. After we bought
possibility of Man United getting knocked out the group stages. That would be funny. It would take more than just a defeat to the young boys in order to make that happen. I think they have far too much quality. Far too much quality. They will not get kicked out. Yeah. Right. Sean Hurl is saying post Jose distress order.
Yes.
Right. In case the viewing audience out there wondering what PJSD stands for, it's post Jose stress disorder. The overwhelming feeling that we don't deserve nice things and panic at every setback. Dude, I want to save this comment. True. This comment's fantastic. Sean, you've overdone yourself. Sean's inside the Paxton Road WhatsApp group as well. He's part of the Paxton Road now.
Oh,
So those lines are absolutely amazing. I love that line.
Yeah.
Right. Faz, are Dyer and Sanchez better in defending this season, or credit should go to Skip and Højbjerg, or both? I think it's both.
Both.
I think it's both. I think
Both.
Skip and Højbjerg, they found a magic way to be able to play in front of our back four. But it's not just those two. You need someone on the left wing as well. And regardless of what anyone thinks of Dele Alli, the work rate he's put in on that left side of the three is enough, right? To hold, I mean, to have that equal amount of work rate across the whole of the midfield in the 4-3-3. The other thing is Dyer and Sanchez, with that type of protection in front, with that type of understanding that they have with the players, they've stepped up. I think that's beautiful. You know, I mean, I think redemption for our players is probably one of the beautiful things we can possibly hope for, where sometimes we write players off and they get a second opportunity and they really prove to us that they're worth keeping. I think those two may have done that, unless they're just doing window dressing in order to sell them. We'll just see who's going to play aside Romero.
Yeah.
Right, Edwardson. Dynamo Kiev beat Barcelona 4-0 at the Nou Camp in the same group when Newcastle beat them. Barcelona were awful during that. They were awful during that time. And obviously, we all know, just in case nobody knows, Brian Ireland is from Canada.
Yeah.
Toronto, to be exact. Fantastic city. Honestly, fantastic city. Lovely food, I'll tell you that straight.
Yeah.
Eugene, can you pronounce that name?
Adi Wijaya. Selamat pagi.
Adi
Pak.
Wijaya.
Indonesian.
Indonesian. Welcome from Indonesia. I just hope that the new signings can adapt fast to EPL play style. As you know, the past signings from outside EPL can only shine on their second year at Spurs and can't adapt at all, like Dombele. It's been more than 2 years for Dombele to adapt. But you're right, the fast pace that we have here. But Eugene, I've seen fast pace from Gil.
Yeah.
So I think he can. No, I think he just needs to mature. I don't think he needs to adapt.
No, the thing is, I think Hill would be our missing link between the midfield and the strikers.
Exactly, I agree.
Yeah, somehow or another, Jose might not be, doesn't trust him well enough at the moment yet to put him into that starting position. But I think what happened on Saturday, right? It has already forced Nuno's hands. Not Jose, Nuno. Nuno's, it's going to force Nuno's hand to play Hill no matter what happens, because unless Son comes back on Sunday, then maybe we'll have a chance. Yeah.
Look, we're going to face this situation with Romero. We're going to face this situation with Emerson. Those are players that are coming in. We're also going to face this situation with, believe it or not, Lo Celso, because he was injured for so long. It's going to take him a while to get up to speed. Trust me. But once that boy gets going, oh my days, can you imagine the good times? Right, Brian Island, 7 p.m. Eastern time. But it'll move. All right, so this is the time of his show, I believe.
Yes.
So basically, if you're in America, then 7 p.m. Eastern time is when they do their show. Which is, I think they're about 5 hours behind us, which makes it about midnight over here. Right, Chris is in the house. Evening, Mr. K and Eugene. That must mean that the Irish Hotspur channel show stream must be over, because Chris was on it earlier as one of the panel members. I saw you. Saw me.
Yeah. Right,
Edwardson is saying hello to Chris, because I think Chris is an absolute favorite amongst all the fan base. Big up, Chris. And also Brian Island. Love Brian Island. Sean Hurl, Mr. K, the boss in the K household. Mrs. K.
Mrs. K.
Mrs. K is the boss in the K household.
Yeah.
Considering the geographical location in which she's currently sitting, I agree with you, Sean. 100%. Mrs. K is the boss.
Yes, she's sitting next
Kim
to you,
B is in the house. I remember Kim. Evening, Kim boys. B. You are my post-match therapy. Kim, it's a pleasure having you back.
Last week,
I remember. She brought us back from the haggis and curry debate, didn't she?
Yes, the haggis and curry debate. 1 hour.
Thank you, Kim. I'll forever remember your kind words. Brian Island. I don't know how to do the first letter of your name, mate. Edwardson. Nobody does. You know how I do it? I copy and paste it.
Okay.
I just copy and paste it. I copy it. I highlight it and right click and do copy, and then I paste it after the @ sign, and the rest of, and then do a minus, do one delete, and then the rest of his name appears. That's how I do it, Brian. The only way you can't do that is when you're doing
on a handphone.
When you're using your mobile phone. Then you have to put in uppercase AE. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Right. BIG Pepe. Go on, boy. Shka. Ali Gold. Big up Ali Gold nowadays. Right. Martin Sheridan. Thank you very much for coming to the stream, Martin. Pulls up a seat for Kim. He's a gentleman. See, Martin knows how to be a gentleman. Absolutely fantastic. Martin, Kim, let us know where you're from. I've asked everyone in the viewing audience if you can type into the chat which part of the world you're from. It'd be really, really great. If you listen to this, please do type it in. And wrong Ali G. Ali Gold.
Yeah.
So here, Edwardson is saying, if you are a supporter of the club in any way, besides being just a TV armchair fan, whether it be going to watch them at the home games or buying merchandise, we have a right to know about Dombele.
That's true.
That's a serious question, though.
Yeah. The thing is that what you say, Stan, I understand. But we are Spurs fans, right? All these years, we don't know shit what's happening in Spurs. And it's always like that. So that's what we always have to do, is that we always have to speculate. So... you know something? Look, you know something? This we have to come back to one day in one of our shows. Yeah, we have to. I'm not joking. This is actually a very serious point that Edwardson has made. Because we as fans, the ESL taught us that they don't care about us. And I don't believe that to be true. I don't think you could just push the fans to one side. I believe we are the club. We are the club. Right? Viewing audience out there, this is the link to Brian Island's Tottenham on Tour. Tottenham on Tour. Yeah. Please do click on this link. Have a little look. Do a subscribe if you can. Spot a video. Do a like. Write a comment. Come back here. You won't miss much. In fact, you got tabs along the top. Just do it there. Yeah. You can still hear us. Right, George. Welcome to the stream. Hey, George. How can you play three holding midfielders? If Nuno thinks that this is the way to set the team up, I would get him out. And I think primarily that's probably I think that was the biggest gripe that we had, was the team sheet showed 3 holding midfield players. I don't know. Maybe he saw something in his head. Maybe he was testing out something and it didn't work. Personally, look, I'm willing to give the guy a man a buy and just say, come on, try again, mate. Brian Island, hop on and like and subscribe. Off to do another show, lads. Great stream. I'm telling you, there's so much Spurs content out there. K. Alexander's in the house. Mr. K, what's good, my man? Eugene, hello as well. What's good is that we got another match coming up. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. I didn't know what to say. I really didn't know what to say. I think what's good is the fact that we've got lots of viewers coming in to watch our show. Yes. And they're asking questions. They're putting their 2 pence in. That's a good thing. The interactivity between the fan base has never been this high. So, K. Alexander, put more comments in, mate. Love hearing more about your opinions. Mr. Edwardson, no worries. Sorry. Don't mean to be an awkward bud. Right, but basically he's just replying back to him. But even all armchair Tottenham fans deserve to know what's going on with the players, why they're not playing, etc. I think a journalist generally try to ask questions. And what's happened is that Nuno is very reserved and guarded in the way he answers. Right? That's true. What I think is a problem is that we're in the 21st century. We're in towards the end of COVID. Viewers have become acclimatized to having interactivity. And because we've acclimatized to having interactivity, we expect certain things to open up. And Nuno is one of those type of characters that's not going to open up. And if we've got no other way to get information, we are really stuck. Because as much as I like Alistair Gold,
I don't trust all the information that he gets.
Mhm.
Right. Alexander Hilton. Hello,
Let's
sir.
take a first
Ooh,
time, I
really
think.
nice picture of Nuno holding his beard.
Yeah.
Nice. Right. Brian Ireland is telling us to all thanking you very much. He's saying it's all good to people. All right. Edwardson, finding out what's going on with the players only when they are sold isn't good enough for me. There should be full disclosure by Tottenham Hotspur Football Club and Levy. Otherwise, it looks like they're hiding something. The problem is this. They are a business.
Mhm. Private business.
Yeah, but we're a public club.
Yes.
So I think sometimes what Levy does is he turns around and says, we're a public club, we're for the fans, and then he wants you to do something for him. And then when you want something from him, he turns around and says, we're a private business, we don't have to disclose anything. Until we tell you that it's true, it's not true. The sun didn't come out, we didn't tell you it came out, it's not daytime yet. That was the type of crap he came out with.
Yeah.
Kim B says it straight. Levy will never be transparent with fans.
Transparent. Yes, that's the key. That's the key word. Yeah.
You catch that awful stage managed interview he did a while back. Oh my days, he looked like Dr. No. He really looked like Dr. No.
Dr. Evil. Dr. Evil.
Is it Dr. Evil? Dr. Evil.
Yeah, Dr. Evil. Yeah, Dr. Evil.
Protomac. Might be an unpopular opinion. All right, fair enough. Jamie Gitt said before this squad could benefit from some sports psychological sessions to instill the winning mentality. Did Hoddle do something like that with the England squad?
Yeah.
He brought in like a clairvoyant person or something.
No. Psychologist.
Darren Brown does some amazing things. Dude, Darren Brown is the man. He's the man.
Darren Brown. Yeah.
Just bring him in. You know what, Jamie? I think you're right. Bring in Darren Brown.
But
it is psychological.
That's magic. Yeah.
It is psychological. He's right.
No, wait. We have brought in a psychological, psychologist or something to deal with all this recently, right? And they are putting him at the youth stage. So I think we need to bring in someone, right, at the senior level. So maybe he will transfer up and see what happens.
Right. Now, Potomac is unpopular opinion. I don't think it's an unpopular opinion. Mm-hmm. Right. He says, he goes, might be an unpopular opinion, but I play Højbjerg, Dele Alli, and Ndombele as our mid three against Chelsea. Chelsea's probably got the deepest squad in the league, if not the world. He's right. They apparently have one of the best midfields right now in the league. Okay, now here's a question, Potomac. If you had to play Højbjerg, Dele Alli, and Ndombele, out of the three positions, where would you put Ndombele? Get back to me on that. I'd really like to know, because I'm having a hard time believing that he can fit into a 4-3-3. Right. Kim B, she's 100% on Gil's side. And you know what? I think most of the fan base is. We all love Gil, or Heel, however you want to pronounce his name.
Heel.
I mean, if the G is silent, then his name is Ill.
Heel.
Look, if he's a silent G, then it's Ill. If the G becomes a her, then it's Hill.
Yeah, it's Hill.
So it must be Heel, right?
Yeah.
Must be okay, right. So, is that the interview with Levy? Yes, it is. It is the interview with Levy. You know, the dark background, the Dr. Evil look, made me cringe. It made, that's right. Yes, cringe central. 100% agree with you. It was definitely cringy. The skin, his skin made me cringe. Honestly, something about that man.
Yeah.
Right. I watched a bit of that Levy interview, and it's starting to annoy me. Listen, stop watching it.
Yeah,
that's my advice. Don't watch Levy's interview because it will hurt you. And Jari, how do you pronounce his surname? Can you?
Ojala.
Jari Ojala from Sweden.
Oyala.
Welcome to the stream.
Ojala.
It could be Oyala. But
let's
just stick with the first one, Jari.
Yari Oyala.
Either way, welcome to the stream all the way from Sweden. Thank you very much for turning up. And Santa Fe.
Yeah. Oh, New Mexico.
Santa Fe, New Mexico. BIG Pappy, thank you very much for turning up. Kim says he was born in North Middlesex Hospital, raised in Edmonton, but I've gone posh now and live down in the A10 in Hertfordshire. I used to live in Enfield, Ponders End at one stage or another, so I was just around the corner from there. and North Middlesex Hospital. I used to go past it all the time on my way to Bounds Green on the A406, getting to Middlesex University. So, yep. Has it really got posh now? My days, really? Remember the London riots? They started in Edmonton.
Oh. Okay.
Right, Edwardson, absolutely agree. Mr. Eugene, Mr. K, and Eugene. It's do as I say, not as I do. He's like Blofeld. No, I actually like Blofeld.
Blofeld, okay.
Ernest Stavro Levy. Yes, that's a good Dr.
Ernest
Evil name.
Stavro.
That's a very good Dr. Evil name. If anyone's got another name out there for Mr. Evil, please do put it in the chat. We'd love to hear your interpretation of Evil Levy. Right, Andy Lloyd, welcome to the stream. Okay, I believe COVID lockdown and limited games in front of crowds has stifled Bergwijn and Dombele's development, but I see Bergwijn on a charge this season. I think this is the opportunity he's been waiting for. There's less politics inside that dressing room. Yeah, and after the performance that Winks played, no more problems for Stevie B. I think Stevie B is permanently written into the squad. George, welcome to. Have I already said welcome to George already?
Yes.
Okay, I did. I love that picture of Stevie B in there. If Winks is keeping Dombele from playing, there is a clear problem. Yes, there is. I would rather risk playing a 20% Dombele than playing 120% Winks. Seriously, I would.
120% Winks is still
bring
zero.
It home. Woohoo! Love is in the air.
Bobby.
Wait. The show's on tomorrow, Bobby. Mari is doing the Love Lounge.
Yeah.
On what time do you know? Is it 12 o'clock? 11 o'clock GMT. 11 o'clock GMT. Yeah. Bryce is saying, Mr. K, I think you made a brilliant point regarding Alistair Gold. He feeds us information the club wants us to know and not always what we need to know. For example, Conte conveniently before membership. Agreed.
Yes.
That was right. It was a season tickets, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The hoo-ha.
Yeah.
But that was so blatant. We didn't have the money to entertain Conte. We could not make him the promises that Conte would need. And he's the type of fella that would walk out. So if we didn't have those in any way, what were we doing? Entertaining him. And what was Ali Gold doing, thinking that we could entertain him? Ali Gold. No, but I think since then, Ali Gold has tried to come back at this.
Yes. Yeah.
K. Alexander saying, North Middlesex crew, big up, Kim. So the North Middlesex crew is in the house. Big up everyone from North Middlesex. Right, Chris is saying, I lived in Edmonton for 20 years before leaving London for the North East. What's that, Newcastle? Somewhere around that way.
Northeast. Okay.
Northeast, yeah. Let's have a look now. So big up North London, Edmonton, areas like that, North Hertfordshire. Potomac, Højbjerg will be our central defensive midfielder. He is already, isn't he? Isn't that the role he plays?
No. You asked Potomac where to put
him, right, okay.
Remember?
So he's going to be the center. So Højbjerg is going to the middle. Dalial would be next to him, perhaps a little bit forward with Dombele in attack. So basically, it's like that a little bit, where center. He plays in the central pivot. Those two play just outside him, and they can do all of that. Yeah. Dali can do his box to box if he needs to, and Dombele can stand there and wave his arms around. Not really. I think Dombele is an amazing footballer. He just needs to turn up, right?
Mentally.
But Potomac, thank you very much for applying back. Yeah. Right, Dombele and Dele could perhaps interchange depending on the flow. You know what? That confuses the crap out of the opposition when you do that. Right? When you do switch them around. I think Mora used to do that as well. So, what do you think, Eugene? Dele Alli, Højbjerg, and Dombele, midfield three.
If number one is that Delhi has to convince Nuno that he deserved to play. That's the first thing first, right? Because Nuno has to pick him.
Dombele being able to play like Skippy?
What I will see first is that this Thursday match coming up first to see whether Ndombele is selected to play. That's what I want to see first. And after that, to see how he performs against Start Run, right? then we will make the decision on whether he deserves his spot in the first team in the Premier League. That's how I see it. Yeah.
I think to a certain degree, Potomac has actually got a point there. If somehow psychologically these players will all be able to play with one another, then I think that's a very good 3-0. That's a very good 3-0. I mean, I have seen Dombele pick pockets out of other people before. So he does know how to do that. The only problem is, okay, this is the problem I've got. When you've got players like Dombele and Dele who have the ability to turn their players, turn the opposition players, they play facing the opposition and the ball is closer to the opposition. Now, this is how Dele gets, pickpocketed all the time.
Yeah.
Because he's playing that way. So if we got two players doing that, then we got twice the pickpocketing going on
Against us.
So there is that fear
Yeah.
of that maybe occurring.
So that means now it's either that, let's say if Skip is fit to play, right? That means you rather have Skip and Højbjerg, right? Two central CDMs with either Ali or Ndombele in front of them.
Yeah, but you're talking about 4-2-3-1 then, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're talking about 4-2-3-1 because then you're going to have
4-2-1-3.
Okay, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Something like that. Right, Chris, I've lived in Edmonton for 20 years.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Past that.
Jason Bell, give Levy a scar, and he's a spitting image of Blofeld in You Only Live Twice.
Yeah.
Now I get the reference.
Yes,
I thought you meant Blofeld from Danger Mouse.
No.
Anyone remember that? Am I
Mouse.
going too far back in the 80s? Danger Mouse?
Danger Mouse is so far back.
Listen, I'm that old. All right there, Bob. Have I earned a piss off yet?
Yes, Bobby.
Kim B, piss off, Kim.
Yeah. Bobby
viewers out there, in case you're wondering what the piss off is for, it's a thing that Bob Spur has started off. It's a sign of endearment, of recognition. Just in case. I'm from Palmer's Green, Mr. K. George is saying. Palmer's Green. I love Palmer's Green. I used to work in Palmer's Green. And that used to be down the road from Bounds Green, where I used to go to the university. Biggest piss off ever. Big up, Kim. Yep, absolutely. There you go, Kim. It's all come true. K. Alexander saying North 13 crew. Big up North 13 crew. It's good to have everyone in the house. He goes, I unsubbed from Gold. Always felt a rube after listening to him. You know something? I unsubscribed. Who did I unsubscribe from?
Carlin.
Chris Carlin.
Yeah, I've done that a long time ago.
I you know what it was? It was also the boy Hotspur. I unsubscribed from him. I just felt that it was necessary to do these type of things. I felt heavy-hearted to do it, especially Chris Carlin. But it just didn't make any point. He wasn't giving me any news that I couldn't get from Matt Hayes. He wasn't giving me any opinions that I couldn't get from Irish Hotspur. So what was his point? What was the point of having him? Nothing. If you want exclusive interviews, you got Tottenham away. So the way I look at it is the content creation and the news and so on is being given to us by a number of different Spurs channels that have been created. So we don't need Chris Carlin anymore. I'm sorry. We don't. Alistair Gold, I think he's still useful because he still has insider connections and he is a journalist. So his tactical views, his views on what's going on, his ear to the ground is still handy, still useful, but some of it, pinch of salt. Anything to do with Levy. Kim B says, I don't believe Ali G, Alistair Gold, has a sinister agenda. No, I don't believe he has a sinister agenda. I just think that
he's being used.
He was used and then abused and then he realized. But clearly, almost 100% of his information comes from the club press office.
Yeah, of course it does. Big up, Kim.
Okay.
That was so spot
Kim,
on.
big up. You've actually outdone me as well.
Yeah.
I think that was much better than what I said.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. K. Tynemouth is the precise northeast coast. Yes, Tynemouth.
Yes.
I probably pronounced it and butchered the pronunciation of it. It's like people saying Norwich. Norwich, right? Norwich. Right.
Yeah.
Let's phone typos as ever. Listen, you know what it is? If you're using your phone, I know when people are using their phone.
Yeah.
Right.
We can
and I can tell that from the autocorrect that happens all the time. Right? Nom nom dombele. Yes, if someone else has got something better about Levy, that'd be nice. Right, Edison Simpson, be proud of your roots. You know, everyone, be proud of your roots. This is primarily what I've been telling everyone to do. If you've not put into the chat where you're from, please do so. It really adds color and flavor to this particular stream. I love seeing where everyone is from. Bob Swear TV is just giving a big thumbs up and a smile because everyone has decided to call him the Bobster. I like that one. You know, be proud of your roots. Right. Andy Lloyd's in the house. Welcome, Andy. I preferred our play when Son was up top with Bergwijn on the left and Moura on the right. Now, personally, I saw Moura play on the left. He was amazing. And Bergwijn played on the right. That was probably one of the best games I've seen Moura play. He was so tenacious. And he was also passing the ball. And he wasn't running into the center of the pitch, getting nowhere. He was doing 1-2 passes. Okay? So I think that if you stick him on the right-hand side, then he's going to come running into the middle where Kane is. What's the point? You know? What's the point? Kim B. Yeah, I made it, Bob. Mum would be proud of me. Yep, she's been officially pissed off by Bob. Bob says, biggest piss off ever. So I would put that in a frame. Screenshot this. Right? And as he's saying, Mum would be proud. Chris, he's talking to Mr. Edwardson. He goes, I still travel down to London when I can. Oh my days, that's some long distance. You know, that's like a 6-7 hour journey. Right,
Okay.
K. Alexander. Yeah, northeast is very far. Very far. Right. Alistair Gold needs his press pass from Levy, hence the propaganda he sometimes writes. Football London is an offshoot of the Mirror Group, isn't it? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. I didn't know that. If it is, what am I reading? Right. You know what it is? The sources of knowledge nowadays are very important nowadays. That's the reason why fan shows are so good. Because we know the source comes directly from people like ourselves. Jamie Git says, we have to confuse an unbalanced Chelsea. 100%. We have to frustrate them, get the fingers up their nose and everything. We need to kick them in. We need to create some sort of ruckus. We need to have a fight. We need the crowd invasion. We need aliens to come down. We need the internals to pop up.
Mr. K, I think the fight, one thing about this squad that Nuno has instilled in them now, right? I see at least this season, there is some fight, you know? Yeah. There is some fire in the squad. That's why maybe during the Palace match, it went a bit overboard. So Nuno
I didn't see any proper fight. I did not see. I mean, there was only one person I saw doing proper fighting, and that's Tanganga.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, at least one person is showing fight, right? So,
but we need to see fighting everywhere.
Yeah,
I think that's what we have to do. We have to confuse and unbalance Chelsea because Chelsea's going to be looking. Where's the weakness? Where's the weakness? And they see a bunch of lions everywhere. Guess what?
Chelsea knows where our weaknesses are. It's all drawn. Yeah,
true. It's not that difficult. Right. Nuno needs to read the Sun Tzu Art of War. If we are predictable, Chelsea will eat us alive. Oh my days! Look, I'm not thinking about it. 1-0 win. 1-0 win. That's it. That's what I keep telling myself.
No, rants first. Yeah.
Oh God, the mirror. Piers Morgan, X-Rag. Please no. Please no. If someone does know, let me know for sure. Right. George is saying, if you don't want to entertain Conte, is this a club that wants trophies, or is this a club that's just happy to keep going and never achieve anything? George, pretty much you know the answer to that. The club made a statement. Levy made a statement saying he wants to go up, and then literally within 48 hours, he makes an announcement for Levyland.
That's where he wants
and then
to go.
takes 71 days to get himself a manager, so that whichever manager he brings in, he's really letting them prepare well for the preseason. He does not get him backup striker. Right? He only gets one defender. That's enough. That's all we're getting. Please, can I have some more? Nope, not happening today.
Yeah.
Batman Hotspurs.
Oh, first time.
Batman Hotspur. Welcome to the stream. Let us know where you're streaming from. All right.
Yeah.
Realistical finishing position for the season, boys. 6th, if we're lucky.
Yeah,
6th.
more or less 6th.
I used to say 4th and a cup. And then I saw us do what we did against Palace And I said, not happening in a million years unless we get rid of a few players and bring in some more. Then we can fight for top 4. Right now, we don't have a squad to fight top 4. I'm sorry, we don't. We're fighting for 6th to get into the Europa League. One up from the conference.
Hopefully.
Ali Goldis has to be a company man to a certain degree. He wants to interview players and stay on the club's good side.
Yeah.
You know something?
Yeah.
That's how it used to be last year. And then he got so hard slapped that even Ali Goldis started to make noise. Big him up. You know what? I actually like the fact that Ali's Gold started to make be a bit more gruff with some of his comments. I mean, I sent him bare tweets saying, what on earth are you doing, mate? You know what I mean? Like, are you in Levy's pocket? And eventually, I think he must have read them. Jason Bell says, I love Danger Mouse.
Oh, Danger Mouse. Danger Mouse is back.
Jason Bell, do you remember Custard the Cat? Oh. I swear to God, it was a psychedelic cartoon back in the 80s, man. It was like really like we're little kids and we're watching this cartoon. It's got psychedelic colors and everything.
Yeah.
Wow. She grew up on Danger Mouse. I think you grew up on the reruns. Right, Pontiac debate 4-3-3. Right, Son Kane Lucas or Son Lucas Bergwijn.
That's going to be difficult. Right. To tell the truth,
there is one missing though. There could be a third option, which is basically Bergwijn, Son, and Kane. Right.
Bergwijn, Son, and Kane.
Personally, there's nothing to debate. Kane is on the score sheet. So he's on the squad sheet.
No, look at wait, Mr. K. Based on current form.
What form has Bergwijn shown? He's injured.
No. I mean, just based on current form, the past 4 games that we played.
What number of goals has Lucas done so far? Right, that makes me think he's going to score one.
What has Kane done too?
If neither of them done anything, then you have to go on past record. And if you go on past record, then Kane gets into the team. No, I'm sorry, but if you have to show me,
if you go in past record, yes, Kane will get in the team. Yes.
If you want to go on present record, you know this guy just played for England just a little while ago. You know, he's their number 1 striker. It's like, what are we talking about here?
If you go on present record, right? Bergwijn wouldn't even be there. He's injured. Son wouldn't be there. He's injured.
Yeah. So basically, look. If I had the option, I would choose Son and Bergwijn with Kane.
Son and Bergwijn with Kane. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that Lucas is an incredible sub.
Yeah.
When he comes on, he changes the game. And that's what I want. I want the opposition to be afraid. I want them to be afraid, saying, when they're going to bring on Mora, when they're going to bring on Mora, when they're going to bring on Mora. So with half an eye to that side, the game that's going on, this is how you do it. Look, this is how you do it. You need to have some threat on the bench. We had Bale last year. And, the opposition's going, shit, man. Bale comes on. He could just smack a goal right past us.
Yeah.
Right. Edwardson said, Piers Morgan leaves a slug-like ooze trail wherever he goes. Understatement.
All right. Yeah.
Understatement. Danger Mouse was Broomfield. No. Broomfield was his kick alongside. His sidekick. His sidekick. Yes. That's Broomfield.
Yes.
Then you had the actual enemy. It was a big toad known as Blofeld. Sorry. No, wait a second. Bob's nearly the same age as me, innit?
Yeah.
He would remember Danger Mouse, like proper. Definitely Broomfield was there, but the Blofeld was the toady fella. I think maybe later on tonight I might watch a few. Just purely for research matters.
Yes.
Just purely for research matters. Right, I'm getting the missus out of the picture. She's getting too much popularity. Right, Kay Alexander says, PLC was bought by Trinity Group, which is Maxwell's company before. Oh my days, really? That was right. There is part of the Mirror Group then. Because that's what Maxwell is. He's all part of the Mirror Group. Thank you very much, Kay Alexander, for letting us know that Football London right here is affiliated to the Mirror.
Okay.
Bloomfield. Yeah, it is Bloomfield. Not Broomfield. Sorry, I do beg your pardon. It's Bloomfield. And he loved Rainbow. Oh, no, I'm not even going to bother trying to even get that right. Right. Edwardson says, was great to see Mickey Hazard on Tottenham away. I was blown away by that.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. I think we no
it was a
longer
good
need
show.
those big hitters anymore, right? Yeah. The big hitter channels to be attracting, these well-recognized names, because some of the legends of Spurs, they're so open to the fans. It shows the type of character of legends we have. I think that's amazing. Watch these type of channels over the next 6 months. You're going to see amazing things happen. I guarantee you. Amazing things will happen. Chris Cowlin, your days are numbered, mate. Right. Craig, I subscribe to everyone to support all Spurs content providers. The bigger the family, the better. I feel ashamed now saying that because Chris Cowlin, like it or lump it, is actually part of the family, right?
Yeah. True.
So maybe I should go back and subscribe to his channel. I don't know.
He's got a lot of subscribers. You don't need us.
You don't believe it or not, he's got less subscribers than Tottenham TV. We are Tottenham TV.
Yeah.
They're the number one, bruv. And
No, you're wrong. Expressions is number one.
Oh, sorry, Expressions. Expressions. Yeah. Have I unsubscribed from him? I just found it annoying. Funny, but he was basically doing a DT. He was doing what AFTV does.
Yeah.
I think he's been hanging around with him so long.
I subscribe to his Expressions, but I hardly ever watch him. Hardly ever. Yeah. Unless you want something entertainment-wise, go ahead.
Right, George saying that he subbed to Gold and Cowlin 9 months ago. It was brain-numbing. George, you're a man of good taste. Right, Shamu's in the house.
Hey,
welcome, Shamu.
Good morning.
Wake and bake. Hashtag
Good
piss
morning.
off Bob.
Yeah.
And George has now unsubbed.
Oh, dear.
Do you know what it is? I found it really hard to do that. And a number of times I went backwards and forwards. And then eventually I said to myself, I don't watch the channel. So why am I still subscribed to it? So I unsubscribed. Gold, I'm getting into Gold. He is, okay, Edwardson is saying, I unsubbed from Alistair Gold too. He seems a bit phony to me. I think, Edwardson, you're seeing what I see. You're definitely seeing what I see.
Mm-hmm.
There is something dodgy going on there. It's like on the one hand you want to love him, but on the other hand you think to yourself, you're the mouth of Sauron. Right. Shamu saying, okay. Right, okay. I'm trying to say
Sauron only had an eye, no mouth. Eye of Sauron.
Right. No. It says there was a character in Return of the King, right? Yeah, where they meet at the end, and his name is the Mouth of Sauron. Where he speaks on behalf of Sauron, we call it the Mouth of Sauron. It's either Chris Cowlin or Alistair Gold, one of the two.
Okay.
Maybe they're the dimples of Sauron. Right, and Sevilla. Is that how you pronounce it? Sevilla or Sevilla? Sevilla. Yeah. Danger Mouse mate was Penfold. Many apologies. I do beg your pardon. Bob Spurs corrected me. You know what? I'm going to quickly research. I'm going to quickly research. Oh, my days have been so long since I thought his name was Blufeld. Anyway, no, but you're right though. Penfold is his trusty sidekick. Yeah. I can't believe we've gone off so much off topic. Bob.
Danger Mouse. You brought up Danger Mouse.
Just sort of brought it up.
Yeah.
Is it my fault again? It is my fault, isn't it? I mentioned Curry last time as well. Look what we got. We got Haggis and Curry last time for an hour. Yeah. Right. Sorry, I didn't read that box. Potomac.
Yeah.
Delhi's a box-to-box midfielder. However, he's been excellent defensively and playing very deep. I think Delhi is more capable of replacing Skip. Attack football. Look, we've all seen Delhi put in the effort. We've seen him put in the effort, and he moves around all over the place. And that's what Skip does as well.
I think what Nuno is trying to do with Delhi is right. Because Delhi has got the talent of the flair and the flicks. Okay. Nuno, I think, is training Delhi, right, back to the basics, to being a box-to-box. So when he gets that right, and he adds it with his flair and flicks, right, and Delhi can become complete. So let's see what happens with Delhi. That's how I see it, all right, my opinion.
Agreed. I think to a certain degree, there's certainly a rehabilitation of Delhi going on.
Reinvention.
Right? well, reinvention or rehabilitation. In other words, getting Delhi to fight for the badge.
Yes.
On the pitch.
Mhm.
And I think that's what we're starting to see. Is it fantastic? Not yet. But will it become fantastic? We certainly hope
Hopefully.
so. Edward saying, I'm from Somerset in southwest England. Inbreeding is a regional tradition and heritage here.
Okay.
Maybe
We
they
will
should
go
get out more. Seriously, come to London. Come to London.
All
Right. Shamuk, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right, Bob sir, did you find it weird how when Bungle used to put pajamas on at night in Rainbow, yet walked around naked all day? No, it was a little children's program, and the idea is that to teach children that when they go to bed, they should change into clothing that's suitable for bed. Because a lot of young children, they don't do that.
Around all.
Yeah, he didn't wait. Basically,
walk around naked all day was part of that too, right?
Bungle was like a big bear, right? Yeah, he would walk around, and George was his best friend. Okay. And so what would happen is that when they would do a bedtime story, Bungle would get into bed. He would be wearing pajamas.
Okay, Jamie's time. Okay.
I don't know why we went off subject so badly. Right, pick up Bobster TV, a great program, Rainbow. Right, Shamu says, yes, we invented the GIMP mask. We're just renting it.
GIMP mask?
Yeah. See, he's from Somerset. And basically, he's saying that there's a lot of weird stuff happening over there.
Okay.
And they invented the GIMP mask. And everyone else is just renting it. So I don't know if any counties want to take pride in the fact that they invented the GIMP mask. I wouldn't do that. I'd keep quiet about it. Now, can you? Now, I always get the pronunciation of his first name. Kieran? Is it Kieran? Kieran Rock is from Ireland.
Yeah, Kieran.
Good day to you.
Big up. Yep.
Big up. Thank you for calling. Viewing in from Ireland. Kim says we can confuse Chelsea by playing Golini and Hugo up front.
That's a good one.
I think basically Bob Spur's going to bring us back, right? He goes, big guys in the chat, too much love. Mr. K and Eugene will agree, we're nothing without your support. Piss off to the lot of you. Absolutely 100%. Bob gets it. I think a lot of the new content creators that have popped up in the last 12 months have primarily come forward because they want to voice what the fans think. And one of the ways to voice what the fans think is to actually read their comments out or to get them onto the show. We are those fans. We used to be watching. Then we used to go into the comments. And then from the comments, we went on to go onto a stream. And now we're hosting our own channels. And we're trying to help other users coming up that chain. So I think primarily this is what the distinctive difference is between the established the established channels and what the new generation of channels are. And that's why there's such an affinity between what we do and what the viewing audience is doing by coming here. So thank you very much, viewing audience. More comments, be more active, get your 2 pence out. I think to a certain degree, some channels have just so many people that are pumping comments and the views that they have no choice but to tell the viewers, please put your super chat in. We can read it faster, things like that. I will be getting through. I think to a certain degree, our show is completely 100% based on the audience. So we're pretty much going to be doing it all the time anyway. So super chats to a certain degree become irrelevant. If you do want to throw a super chat in terms of supporting the actual channel itself, you're more than free to do so. But if you want to get your comment highlighted, no, don't do it. I'll come to your comment anyway. Okay? Yep. Right. Shamu saying, as much as you want it to be one, it isn't. No need to tell us your kinks. Probably other channels for that. I think he's talking to us, isn't he? I'm not too sure. But so basically, I think every channel out there is going to have a slightly different slant and a little angle on it. I think tomorrow night, for example, Mari, he's from the other side of the pond and so on. He's doing a show called The Love Lounge. Very interesting, very different, very Spurs. Right, Jamie gets in. Tanganga needs to add some flying kicks to his repertoire. Cantona style. Maybe Brian Kane can teach him with the taekwondo or kickboxing maneuvers. Colin Lumsden is in the house. Welcome, Colin.
Big up, Colin.
When we were looking for a manager, people were saying it was going to be a painful rebuild that couldn't happen overnight, but they dislike Nuno, so I don't want to give him a chance. Pretty much that's exactly what happened to Jose as well. I think this thing that we have as Spurs fans where we beg for something, then when we get it, we then beg for something else. We need more defensive structure to our game. Nuno will give us that. We then need more attacking than some other person. I think what we've had is like, you know, in the past, we used to get managers that were defensively minded, then another manager that was attacking minded. And we used to flip-flop between the two. I'm just hoping that basically Levy is not a Sith Lord, but it appears he may be. Jamie Gipp, Levy is a Sith Lord. Right. Chacha, India Spurs. Good morning from India. Namaste.
Good morning. Good morning. Yep. Namaste.
Right. So we've got, let's have a look now. Have I missed something out here? Right, there we go. Shamu, what's the deal with Ali Gold? Haha, I'm not on Twitter. Nothing. We just mentioned him just a little bit. We're just saying that basically one of the reasons why the Spurs content has increased so much is because the established channels are just not giving us what we want. We're intelligent enough as a viewing audience to know things are BS or not BS. It's like that. It's down to the individual preference, I think. Hear the news from this or hear the news from that. Decipher it this way or have it undeciphered for you. I prefer to go to Matt Hayes instead. Do you remember Secret Squirrel, Mr. K?
Secret Squirrel.
I do as well.
Yeah.
It sounds familiar.
It
does. It sounds really familiar. It's going to come back to me. It's going to go from the back of my mind to the front of my mind. You know, the phrase itself, Secret Squirrel, comes from this program. So I think to a certain degree, I've definitely been speaking it out loud. So I definitely should remember it there. Colin Lumsden, the Wolves fans never had a problem when they were winning the championship. You know what? Colin has a point. When the manager that you have is giving you the satisfaction that you need, you support him. The moment you get bored with him or become complacent, then it's time for him to get out, i.e. when they get stagnant. The thing with Nuno was that I think at Wolves was he wasn't changing the style of play. So eventually he got a little bit old hat for everyone. People were asking for him to get sacked in the final season. But he resigned, or rather his contract finished. I'm not too sure. One or the other. George is saying the skyscrapers were built and the wait for trophies will still be there.
30 years.
He's talking about the stadium.
We got 30 years to wait.
Oh my days, I hope not. Jason Bell. I don't know Custard the Cat. I may have to look into that one. Seriously, please look. It's funny. Right, Seamus Funk. Oh, that's a really nice picture as well. Seamus Funk, welcome to the stream. Basically, at WillStewartTHFCRants. Hi, bud, just stopping by for the click. Thank you very much, Seamus. I hope next time if you can stay, that'd be really nice. But I do appreciate you swinging by and clicking on click like and so on. And viewing audience, if you haven't clicked like yet, please do so. Sometimes we do forget. I know I do forget when I'm watching certain streams, even if I'm in the panel as well. If you can, that will really help us. It shows that you like what we're doing. I do need the feedback. If you can type it in the chat, that'd be great. If you can't do that, then please do click a like if you possibly can. Scott M is saying that Son, Lucas, and Bergwijn is a relegation level from front three. So basically, without Kane, we're looking at relegation level. Scott doesn't mince his words. People out there, if you don't know Scott M, please do read his comments. Sometimes it's harsh, but he's spot on most of the time. Kim B is saying Cholton. That Colton or Cholton? And Cholton. The Wheelies was my show back in the day. It must be Colton. Right past me. I think I'm way too old. I'm an 80s boy. You know, I grew up in the 70s and 80s.
Cholton and the Wheelies. I have not heard of that yet.
The Wheelies. Craig, I think the program was called Rhubarb and Custard. That's it, Rhubarb.
Rhubarb and Custard.
Not Custard. It had Custard the cat, but it was called Rhubarb and Custard. And Rhubarb was the dog, I believe. And Custard was the cat. Okay? And Penfold, we've already been corrected, Kim B, by
Penfold.
Bob. Bob's already corrected us. Penfold, I think his name was.
Penfold.
But either way, nostalgia is in the air. Podomac, speed of Son, Lucas, Bergwijn, or Kane. The dynamics of football is completely different. You're absolutely right. Lucas has got speed. Bergwijn has got speed. Son has got speed. Kane doesn't.
Yeah. Kane doesn't.
But when Kane moves, he'll take 2-3 defenders with him.
That's the sad thing, yeah.
No, that's a good thing, because when they move out of the way, that leaves a space for everyone else.
But the problem now is that, right, Kane has been found out. I've been saying this. After last season, when he's got all his assists, right, Kane has been found out. Whenever he gets the ball in the middle of the field, right, we have 3 to 4 players surrounding him. And when that happens, he gets blocked. He can't do his pass. That's the problem now.
You know what?
Kane has been found out.
I was corrected. The bad guy wasn't Blofeld. It was Baron Silas Greenback.
Baron Silas Greenback. Okay.
Oh, my
We're still going back to Danger Mouse.
Shh. Remember the Haggis and Curry? Remember the Haggis and Curry?
Yeah.
Basically, look. What I'm going to do, right? Yes, I'm going to get the look. We don't have an awful lot of time left, so what I will do is I will put this link into the stream, all right, and paste it. And Eugene, can you just take over for 1 teeny weeny second? Well, I have to quickly run away and basically talking about the next 3 games, if you possibly can.
Okay. All right. Next 3 games. All right, guys. For me, is that the most important game coming up now is the first game that is in front of us, which is against RANT in the ECL. Okay. That's what we hope to see, that Nuno will get it right this time. Okay. Mix it a bit with the senior players, blood a bit of youngsters, even though it's away. And let's hope we are not trying to use too much of our senior players and to tire them, because the following matches, of course, is Chelsea. And of course, I do want to see, my opinion is, I do want to see Hill and Dombele be involved in the RANT game, and to give them a run out and to see whether they deserve a starting place against Chelsea, because all this is going to be the build-up for the Chelsea game. So hope Nuno gets it right this time, and hope that in the end of the day, we can get past what has happened, and it's just a blip. Hopefully it's just a blip that we will be able to control our destiny, right? But whatever happens. Whatever happens has already happened. We have to move on, all right? And like I said, 1 game at a time, right? The RANT game is first. So we'll look into that. That's the most important thing.
I think if we get sorry, I'm not on mute, am I? Right.
No,
I think if we get 3 straight defeats in the next 3 games, right? Yeah, Nuno's head is on the block. Simple as that. I'm not joking.
And
his head is on the block. Trust me.
Yeah. Of course, the fan base will be going crazy. Yeah.
And that was by George. Lovely comment, George. Do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Viewing audience out there, those of you in the chat as well, I've put the link for the stream inside the chat. If you want to come on for a little short while, please do hop in. I'd like to change the flavor of the actual stream right now to start including some of you to be popping in, if you wish to. Penfold, she meant, not Pinfold.
Penfold.
It's that phone, isn't it? It's when you're tapping on the phone. Big thumbs. And Penfold, J Pearson 568. Thank you very much for coming into the stream and correcting us all. It is definitely Penfold. Cha India Spurs is telling Colin it's true. Colin Lumsdown, listening to the fan base hating Nuno. Listening to the fan base hating Nuno has started to remind me of when black players started playing in English football. People said they wouldn't be able to cut it.
Oh dear.
Right. So basically, what's happening here,
going very far back.
Yeah. Basically, I think what Colin is talking about here is that the style of play that we've got coming in, the level of player, the level of manager that he is. I think some of the fan base have written him off as being a quality manager, and you know, at the end of the day, Wolves, Southampton, you know, coming to Spurs from there. I think it's roughly the same step as what Pochettino did. So I think to a certain degree, it's very much a similar thing. And I think it's absolutely true. AFTV is yuck. Kim B is absolutely right about that. Right? Yeah. Jamie Gitt. Mickey Hazard made me understand the spirit of Tottenham, which only exists in a few of players today.
Yeah.
You know what? I think it was absolutely amazing to see Mickey Hazard come onto the Tottenham away stream. It was absolutely brilliant. Bob Spur thinks, on the other hand, that AFTV is the best YouTube channel when Arsenal lose.
Yeah.
Of course, the amount of hilarious ranting that goes on with that channel is primarily what it's famous for.
Yeah.
Colin Lumsden said, we destroyed the defense online last season. We did. Right. Nuno has tried to fix that, and you start at the back first, give the man time. So I think to a certain degree, we've seen that already, where the defensive structure is the first thing he's focused upon. Right. Chacha India, namaste, brother.
Yeah,
Bob Spur is saying namaste to Chacha India Spurs. Shamu, I find Cowlin a bit smug, and he's always sits on the fence. Pretty much, I think that's very difficult to get people to move from the fence. Right, Faz, being positive. I'm glad someone is. I'm glad he's passing off on people. Being positive, we are still up there and with all the big clubs, and only 1 point off the top. The way Chelsea played in the Champions League tonight gives me hope we can beat them at home. We trust in Nuno. Come on, you Spurs. That's the spirit, Faz.
Yes.
That's the spirit. We have to back, the people that are our team, apart from Winks and Davis. Right. Podomac, right, Podomac is saying that the best formation, 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, or 3-5-2. I think all three.
Flexible.
I think all three. I think we need to change our formation according to the type of players we have, what part of the season we're in, and who we're playing against.
Yeah.
I think Nuno has to have the tactical nuance in order for him to be able to swing from a 4-3-3 to a 4-3-2-1. He has to be able to swing from a 4-3-3 to a 3-5-2. He has to be able to do it. Right?
Flexible.
We didn't expect to see a 4-3-3 when we started off the season. Okay? So literally, there may be a few more surprises coming up for us. True Blue Spurs, Bryce. Is Cowlin on the club's payroll? I'm pretty sure he is. Do you know something? I think to a certain degree, it's like it may or may not be, but definitely 100%. I do know, right? Yeah, that that the sponsorship, the William Hill sponsorship, is linked to Spurs. So if there were some disagreements between the two, then Spurs could always do the heavy-handed pulling. Oh, listen, as much as I would like to turn around and say that, about Kim B has just put in a super chat.
Big up, Kim B.
Big up, Kim B. Because you are worth it. Thank you. Worth more, actually, but I'm pretty broke at the moment. Don't spend the £10. Keep it. I want to give it back to you now.
You shouldn't have done that.
You could just write down the words. Your special K is worth it. And, don't give us the money. Keep it. Honestly, girl. But thank you very much. Honestly, I really do appreciate it. It's going to go somewhere. Probably into a football kit or some football trainers. I'm not going to spend it on myself. I'm going to spend it on those kids down the road. Right. Just as I was going through things, I think Colin wanted to pop in as well. Scott's popped into the house. Scott, I can't see you, but are you there?
Yeah, I might turn it on. It's kind of dark in the room I'm in right now.
We can still see you. That's good enough.
Yeah. Hi, Scott.
I think we're going to move. I think Bryce is good, but maybe one day we might actually do a show based upon the different forms of information that Spurs fans have got coming in, because an awful lot of stuff, it's almost like we're slagging people off.
Yeah, better not.
I thought I was. Anyway, moving on. Has anyone found out if Kim B is single yet? Bob wants to know if he can get married to a third or fourth wife. Right. George is saying patronizing and phony, both of them. You know what?
Aligo and Colin.
I think George may actually have a point. And Kim is laughing, and it's one of the ways to get into a woman's heart, make her laugh or feed her. Shamu. All right, he's talking to George, really. He goes, take it you didn't get one of those tracksuits he was modeling. Basically, I think one of the two, Chris, I think he does like outfits and so forth, and he does like he sells the stuff on the side. Scott, how have you seen the show so far? What do you make of the format of this show? Is it slightly different?
No, it's been fun. There's so many comments, which is good. It seems like more comments than normal. I guess people after the international break is done and the games are back on, maybe people are a little bit more engaged or what it is, but it's been great following along. Lots of different views, different topics. I'm not quite sure all the Penfold and what was that? I don't even know the guys. Sorry.
Do you know something, right? No word to lie.
Stuff, I think
But you look very similar to Penfold.
Oh.
Was that the guy you said it was a toad?
So one of us must be Danger Mouse.
Danger Mouse, okay.
I think I'm going to act as the Danger Mouse then. But Jamie gets over here saying that Cowlin is like a TV presenter puppet as he reads from a script, feels he's connected to important somebodies as he is a TV actor and gains access to some of the greatest ex-players. Look, at the end of the day, when people are up that top right, yeah, they're going to schmooze. They're going to schmooze with the powers that be. They're going to big them up. They're going to flatter them. They're going to be careful and considerate about what they say, how they report the news. And they're going to sit on the fence for an awful lot of things. And one of the tricks they're going to use is they're going to bring on other guests who are going to say the bad things that they can't say. Scott, I don't really want to drag you into the mire into this. But,
no, that's okay.
But do you feel, from my perspective, I feel that the Spurs fans have decided to get off and get into the online industry and start producing content. They would not be producing content if they felt that somebody was already satisfying that content. So if people are not satisfying that content, then we're naturally going to see more Spurs channels. Do you feel that the content was fully satisfied before last year?
No, I mean, I think I'm kind of a perfect example. I will say how I got into all this started with Chris Cowlin. Actually, I watched him. I heard him from Last Word on Spurs, and then I saw David Harris on Chris Cowlin show, and then it all kind of expanded from there. So I think it's just like you said. Like I'm not as critical as Cowlin as a lot of people are here. I think he does. But I know what he is. Like I know what he does. I don't go to him for big opinions. I don't quickly want to watch his reaction to a game because, I know it's not going to be controversial. It's not going to be overly in depth. He is what he is. He provides a pretty basic, decent. I'm not going to, he does a fine job. He has a lot of viewers and he does what he does. So, but I think you're right. There's people who want more, right? And I think more, and especially when it comes to people like Chris Cowlin and Last Word on Spurs, is people want to be able to express their views and they want to see some differing range of views to come out. And for whatever they do, I'm not sure they're great at having a lot of different views. I think they've tried to kind of do it, but even when they do that, I think to me, it often comes off as almost fake, or they're doing it because they hear the criticism. So we better do a quick little segment on this.
Yeah.
But again,
I think the word,
I'm fine with that. That's what they do, right? That's their show.
I think
that's
the word
format. So
I think some of the people have used words inside the comments to say things like they felt a bit phony. And I think what it is that when people are speaking purely from the heart and they're not reading off a script, you can hear the sincerity in their voice and the subject matter that they're covering. When you feel that someone's reading from a script and that you feel that, hold on a second, I'm just as informed as Chris Cowlin. I know all this news. Why is he only reported half of it? And those are the things that start to get to my mind, where he reports a bit of something, but he doesn't continue the sentence on, where the natural conclusion would go to. So the reporting seems to me, to a certain degree, a little bit fake. And I think to a certain degree that the viewing audience out there, not all of them, but some of them have decided that they don't 100% trust that type of news. So they're looking elsewhere for news that will come to them. Okay? Yeah. So I think that's one of the reasons why all the Spurs channels are starting to go on. Does anybody... Jari is saying that he's been a Spurs... saying that he's been a Spurs fan since Steve Archibald used to score for us. Does anyone remember him?
Mm-hmm.
Eugene, you're old enough.
That's not my... I don't think that's my time, so I'll let you guys go.
For me, Archibald was, during those days, but the memory is there. The memory is there.
Craig is saying that Rainbow was always a suspect, period. Right. I don't know if anyone's old enough to remember them, but they were a little bit suspect when you look back up on it. Here's the question. Craig Bowler is saying, I'd actually sell Delhi and use the money to upgrade. I'd sell a lot more than Delhi,
Yeah.
personally. Island's Life is saying he's back. Where did you go, Island Life? Is there another stream on right now? Was there another stream, by the way? Does anybody remember the show Monkey Magic? Of course we do. Of course we do.
I should know some of these shows. I used to, when I was younger, I used to travel. My family and I lived overseas, and we'd fly into London, and we usually get there early in the morning, and the rest of my family would be jet lagged, and I would always be sitting up in the hotel at 8 o'clock in the morning watching these British kids shows. So I must have seen them. I just don't remember. I remember them. They'd say some words, and I had no idea what they were talking about. They didn't seem like real words because you guys aren't quite proficient in speaking English like we are over here, but that's a different story, maybe.
Yeah. Everyone's trying to guess the discount codes for Colin's web shop. Right. Right. Cynical Dad is saying to Kim B, I loved watching Monkey Magic with his best friend Pigsy Classic. Have we gone on to the haggis and curry now?
I don't know much about curry, but I know more about curry than I do about Monkey Magic. And
right, Monkey Magic was basically he was born in a mountaintop, born in an egg on a mountaintop. I think that's part of the song, wasn't it? Right. What time is it in England? It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
9:45 here a.m. in the morning in Australia. Which part of Australia? George, each to their own, buddy. But we never call names, mate. Some people love to call names, unfortunately. It's just one of those things. It happens. Monkey Magic was quality. Yes, it was. And the Watership Margin. Right. Island Life is saying Poch was the best of both worlds, attacking and defensive. Wow. Do you think, Scott, do you think there's any redemption for Nuno in terms of turning his style into attacking play? Any signs?
I don't have much faith in it. And I will say this was one of my big concerns. I was very much no to Nuno when he, no to Nuno. I didn't want him in terms of just his style, not all the Gattuso stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. George, right? Mr. K and Eugene, don't you think we should be all like Brian Daigle and show some anger? All right, George, go back to Spursration TV last Sunday show. Then you see all the anger coming out from Mr. K. And for me, is that I'm very zen about all this because 40 years of being a Spurs fan, I've gone beyond anger, right? Now I'm gone into a intellectual planning stage.
I think I was on the Mari show straight after the football match on Saturday, and I went completely berserk. Yeah. That was a proper rant I did, and boy, I think I scared people. So it's not viewing for children. Let's put it that way. Colin Lumsden saying, funny thing is that the team played with such passion and unity before Kane came back. Kind of reminds me of the Champions League run, and it was pretty much. I think he's right there. It wasn't until the final. But yeah, the team. I think when the team has to decide to play without Kane, they up their game. And I think with Sonny, he's like the smiling talisman that keeps them together.
The only thing I'd say to that is I think that was true for the City game. I'm not sure that there was that much of that in the Wolves and Watford games as well. I think we kind of we're still kind of living off that same kind of feeling from the City game. And that's why I think maybe it's easier when there's those one-off big games. It's easier to show that. So maybe it's not so much that Kane came back. It's just it's hard to kind of maintain that level of fight all the time, right? When you're getting up for that first game against City, all the hype around it, just like the Champions League game. I think it might be a little bit easier to do it on a one-off rather than sustaining it over long periods.
I think it's very difficult sometimes to make comments. So George is over here is trying to reply back to Bob Spur and saying, fair enough, good luck to Cowlin. I might be OTT with my comment, but that's how I see him. I think to a certain degree, it's just our ability to communicate how we feel. And sometimes we pick a name that associates it best, and we tend to use that name. Like, for example, I don't think Bob Spur's got any problems whatsoever right here with anyone calling Dyer moon boots.
Nobody. But this year is
no. But what's the difference between calling one person moon boots and calling someone something else? It's still a name at the end of the day. It's not very pleasant to the person listening, but it does help us kind of accurately understand what the problem is. So there's two sides of the story, I believe.
There's always two sides of the story, Mr. K.
Right. Scott said he's going to be back in 5 minutes. He just quickly popped
Right.
out to the loo. And Super Ted, a double combo.
All right.
Super Ted and Banana Man. Unfortunately, I was a little bit too old to be watching those. I shouldn't have really been watching them. Right. Of course, there's going to be typos, as always. Bob says saying, I love your comments, George. But if we start calling names, we're no different than certain folks out there. I know I love you, man. And that's true. You know what it is? I think we're here to remind one another when we've gone too far. At the same time, we need to help each other when it comes to finding the right language to speak. I'm going to quickly go through some of these comments because we've actually gone past the time we're supposed to be here for. It's about 2 hours and 10 minutes already, and we're only meant to be a 2-hour show. So I'm going to very quickly go through some of these comments. Mostly they got to do with Cowlin and Goldberg. It's not Goldberg. That's not his name. Okay. But either way, we have to start to move on from that because actually, no, we don't have to. We don't have to at all. If we had somebody from the viewing audience that I wanted to pop in and actually talk about that, but it may be true. I think Kim is not drinking. Bob was asking if she's pissed, and she says, I wish. Shouldn't give me that £10. You should have just kept it for yourself. Bought a bottle of wine, and that's it. Schmooze. Mike and the Magic Torch. No, we missed that. Jamie and the Magic Torch. No, missed that one too. Crystal Tips and Alistair. I like that. See, Jude over here, right? Yeah. I'm sorry, Jude. I can't get your surname pronounced properly without messing it up. So I'm just going to call you Jude for the time being. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much. And Crystal Tips and Alistair. I like that. See, that's a different way of saying things without being derogatory, right? So we're going to move very, very quickly on. Scott, you're back.
I'm back.
Scott. Jimmy Gitt was saying, have you ever seen the Magic Roundabout?
No.
Good. We're going to move past this because Jimmy Gitt's talking about Dylan the Rabbit was a stoner. Zibbity was on. Okay, let's just move past this in case the kids listen. Protomac, do we often ignore Son's passing game? I didn't know Son had a passing game. Big chance created Son 14, Kane 14. The only player in the Premier League to score and assist doubles. You know what? They did pass to one another really, really well. And it's that intuitive passing, that quick flow passing, which undid teams. We need to get back to that stage now. Scott, do you feel that the slight slickness missing?
Yeah, I don't like when he says, do we ignore Son's passing game? I think most people credit Son and Kane working together. I don't think I've ever really thought of Son's passing outside of him and Kane working together. I think what's clear, I think clearly what we saw last year is when those two are on, they're unstoppable, right?
Yep, definitely.
I think what we're really missing was a third to play with them. And I don't think that Bergwijn or Mora is that player. I'm not sure Brian Hill is at that level yet, especially since he likes to play on the left like Son. I think with Bale, what you saw was somebody who had the brains, the footballing mind to play with them, but maybe not quite the body anymore to keep up with them. But that's what I think. I really think we're missing is that third player so that, well, obviously when Son's out now injured or Kane's out sulking, not coming back from Florida, whatever he's doing there, then we're missing one of those guys. But to have one of them so that it's not just 1-2, it's that third guy. And then you can't, it's much harder to focus just on the two. Now you have that third guy who can come in and
Jude's got another comment here, which I think is I think all the comments are worth reading out. Some of them got a little bit to the cartoon shows back in the 80s and the 90s. Morph, I remember Morph. He used to originally come in and take heart, but then he went on solo. Right, Jude is saying that if Kane is surrounded by three players, his teammates should really be finding space for him to pass to. And I saw in the City in the Palace game, right, where a lot of the times when the ball was being passed to Kane, one, he was surrounded by 3-4 players, and secondly, the ball was shot in at velocity, making it extremely hard for him to control it.
I just don't see who's. I mean, it says they should either be finding space for him to make a pass to, or when sometimes he was surrounded by two players when they had the ball, but we had nobody to make that pass. And that's why I'll go on my little Lucas rant here, if you allow me, is that I understand people are pretty impressed with him, but one of my issues with him is, as we saw. So even if we can debate whether he was successful with his runs or not, let's say he was. The problem was that wasn't working. It wasn't creating chances, and he had nothing else to do because he wasn't able to change his game to make passes or to do other things other than those runs. And that's where we get kind of limited when we have players like Lucas who can only run and try to beat players and not make the passes that were needed there. When Kane is occupying, lots of times it seemed to me he had both Anderson and, is it Guay? Is that how you pronounce his name? Both center backs, right? Were focused on him. And there was somebody to make passes to do it, but the midfield weren't making them. Dele wasn't making them. Lucas wasn't making them. We just missed anyone to make a kind of pass to help.
Is there a possibility that sometimes we listen to the media hype a bit too much, or the media negative too much? Because Potomac is over here making a statement saying Nuno's probably a very nice, capable manager. The club run by Levy is simply too toxic for anyone. If that's the case, we're never going to get anywhere. I think with Nuno and Paratici, there is a combination to get Levy's fingers off certain controls, and I don't know. I think we have to wait to see whether Nuno is going to be able to do something with our squad. Basically, I think there was a rave record that came out with Rhubarb and Custard. Actually, there was. I remember it. Anyway,
rave record.
Yeah, it basically like parties and raves. We call them back in the day.
I know, no, rave. I know what rave is. Don't worry.
That's it. Yeah. You know, that type of thing. Jungle is massive. All that type of stuff.
EDM, trance, and all that.
Right. So basically, if you keep George is saying that if you keep leaving Gil and Dombele on the bench with no game time, they're going to go stale like bread. I don't know. I think at some stage you need to give them a run. The problem is, as the season goes along, it's going to become more and more harder to give them that run, because the games, the points, they become more valuable to us as the season goes on. So I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure if that's going to be if they go stale bread there, they're just not going to get a chance. It's entertainment per excellence, right? So we're fast coming towards the end of the show, and I'm just going to quickly see. Oh, King David is in the house. All hail the king. The king is dead. No, we've moved on from food, King David. We moved on to 80s and 90s cartoon shows, like Rhubarb and Custard the cat, Rainbow, things like that. THFC for life, welcome to the stream. Because I can't give him time, never wanted him to be a... Sorry, I can't read that at all. It says, I can't give him time, never wanted him. He's a Marino Mark II, mark my words. So THF's for life, right? Yeah. He's saying, look, you know what? I already knew what it's going to be. I already know the style of play that Nuno's going to do. I'm fed up of it. I'm not even going to bother even entertaining the thought of being proven wrong. He just knows what's going to happen. So he says, mark my words. So THF for life, please do come back next week. Let's see what's happened between now and then. Maybe Nuno can change your mind.
I said I wasn't a big fan of him, but now that he's here, I want him. Like, I'm going to give him time. I know it'd be easy to be Nuno out, but I'm not. I think we probably have to give him the whole season at least, unless something horrible happens. But assuming that it just goes more like this, where it's bad performances. I mean, we've seen that plenty of times. I don't know. I don't think using my head. I'm not sure. I don't think that it's going to get a lot better. But using my head, I also don't think that firing him now, sacking him now, and bringing in because we're not bringing anybody better. It's just going to be somebody different.
Scott, I don't want to go back to last Saturday's game, but Island Life's asking whether we should have subbed Winks off in the second half. I'm thinking that if we did sub Winks off, then we could have stuck on a creative player on, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we shouldn't have started him in the first half, but. Like you said, we don't need to go back to.
Yeah.
Spurs 72 is going to bed, I believe, or is finishing for the day. He's asking us to have a good night. Colin Lumsdale, Rhubarb and Custard let fly with their secret weapons, and obviously King David and Hotspur, Bob Spur are going to be at each other. That's naturally to be expected. No cap. Oh, welcome to the stream, No Cap. People are crying for attacking football after 4 games and hating Nuno. Natural. It's going to be expected. I think we all expected that to happen.
I think we've been crying for that for longer than 4 games, and that's probably part of the problem, right? Is we're coming off the style of football we're playing and seeing the same style of football. So,
going back to
Nuno, but
look, THFC, right? THFC for life, right? Yeah, made a good point earlier about knowing what type of manager we're getting in. He's also responded by saying that you need to have a reactive coach, not someone who stands there doing nothing when you can see everything is wrong. Sorry, Nuno, not the man. Now, there has to be a reason why Nuno didn't do anything. Right.
Yeah, maybe
incidentally, I don't see why everyone is having a go at King David. He hasn't said anything yet.
He's a known racist, Mr. K.
Is he?
Oh yeah.
Oh my days. He's never said anything racist in our stream. I'm not saying that's an excuse.
His comment
I'm not saying that's an excuse.
Racist.
Okay.
His earlier comment was racist. He's a racist.
Let's have a quick
he's
look.
Known, and I think he's from a different gentleman's. I don't know if you call what he does a channel or a Twitter feed.
We won't.
I don't understand something. Let me get this straight. We've got 1.7 million people. 1.7 billion people in the world that eat Chinese. We've got 1.4 billion people in the world that eat Indian in their own countries. Indian takeaways are the number 1 food in this country. If you can't appreciate it, I'm sorry, that's really wrong. I don't even know how you can make a bad joke about that or even be racist about it. I don't even understand that. That doesn't make any sense.
It's because I know his history, right?
Okay, got it.
If you know,
it's a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a shame because you can't live. You know what it is? The 21st century, with all this technology, you can't remain having these feelings in your heart that people are less than you because of the color of your skin. It doesn't make any sense.
You would hope so, but it's
what it is? Look, it's about education. Honestly, racism, right? Yeah, to tackle racism is about education. And if this person comes into our streams, people educate me, I educate them. Maybe King David needs to be like, come here a little bit more often, and we give him the spiel. I hope he's not really a racist. I think maybe he's just a bit harsh in the way he says.
It's also where he's coming from, right? He's coming from the other gentleman's channel, so he comes to cause trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
But we'll talk about that later. This is a totally. It'll go another 4 hours if we go into this.
Let's not go there.
Let's not go there here.
So basically, look, THFs for life, right? Yeah, has actually got a point. Something that we used to see that you'd like to see from your manager, the head coach that you have, is someone that can read the game and then react accordingly. I personally believe that we don't have the bench to give Nuno flexibility. I think that's probably the reason why he didn't stick anyone on. Sean Hurley is saying that the Fighting Cock, which is critical of the club, has William Hill sponsorship. Sean, thank you very much for putting that up. They are critical of the club. I like to go and have a look at the Fighting Cock and see whether or not what they're about. I don't know. I never come across them before. Maybe I've heard about them, but thank you very much for bringing them to our attention. I will go and have a look. Thor Thomason.
And the keywords there was had William Hill sponsorship, right?
Right. Okay, had. Thor Thomason. Welcome to the stream. He says, I just joined in. Have you talked about different types of curries yet?
Oh, no.
Today's show has been about cartoons and children's programs from the 80s and the 90s.
Oh, 70s.
Just in case you're wondering, Thor, he was in last week's show.
Yes.
Scott is saying...
I deleted that one. Sorry. I was typing one thing and then I typed another one. I don't know. That's one of those mistakes, and it's good that I get to come on here and say it out here. Just ignore it. Pass.
I've gone right past it. Protomac is saying that the more time spending on this program, Mr. K is looking like Nuno. Damn the beard. You know what it is? I think I'm actually older than Nuno, so therefore Nuno looks like me.
Yes, I think you're older than.
Can you believe it? I'm older than Nuno. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm getting ancient. Colin Lumsdale, remember the players look at what is being said about them on social media, and it's easy to be scared or try things because they don't want to make mistakes leading to no progression up the field. I think that's right. I think
True.
that's absolutely
Very
right.
true.
You know, it's hard for people to invent themselves or adapt, add extra to their game when they know what they're doing has been good enough to get 6 out of 10 every single game. True Blue Spurs. Listen, I'll tell you what. We're gonna have to push on now because it's got to nearly 2.5 hours, and I really do have to finish this stream, being at nearly 1:30 in the morning here in the United Kingdom. So I'm just gonna quickly flick through these little comments. Viewers out there, I'm sorry if I didn't get through every single comment out there, but it is a little bit hard considering that there's so many with lovely views. With so many different things. He goes, my best streams have always been the ones that I go in with no script, which is normally the case. Bob, we don't even know what the word script is.
What script?
What script?
We don't do scripts, Bob. Remember? We don't do scripts.
Basically,
right?
Thor wants me to do some
natural.
curry lessons once a week. I actually cooked a curry today, and I thought I might be doing that during Paxton Road's stream as well. Right. Okay. I'm gonna end on this. I think I'm gonna end on this. No, I'm going to end on this. Look, the mighty have fallen against young boys. Scott, do you remember the time when we got really scared by young boys?
Yeah, that's funny you say that. I don't know much about them, but for some reason I had some PTSD flashbacks of it. I was remembering back those days where we got a few too many scares in Europe. Lately, it just seems like we get whipped by the big boys, but back then we got scared by the minnows, as we would think of them. Although maybe not now. They're in Champions League beating United. Not so much of a minnow.
Yeah. I think there's a new. You have to go to this. Where was he? For the back, there's a guy called PC Matt. I think he's new. Yeah. Big up to him. In the comments.
Right. Okay.
PC
so.
Matt,
Okay, Bob Spur, thank you very much for looking after the chat and timing next man out. I do appreciate that. I think we may at some stage have to do something a little bit stronger if the gentleman continues with his xenophobic views, because I won't tolerate it at all.
We don't tolerate it
at all. Okay, I grew up in this country. I know the vast majority of people in this country are not racist at all. It's a bad upbringing from childhood if you are such a person. Honestly, it's bad upbringing. I think there's redemption for every human being on this planet, because many of the things that happened to me when I was young were more or less racist in nature. But I've met a lot of those guys when they grew up to become adults, and they're not racist at all. It was just a childhood upbringing that was full of poverty, full of Thatcher, full of division and divisiveness. But today, you don't have an excuse. Education's everywhere. Nuno is 47, and I'm 51.
Yep,
so Nuno's beard is like mine. Right. Romano, Craig is saying that Romano said in his latest pod we are going for strikers, but couldn't get our top targets. We are still apparently working hard to bring them in ASAP.
Isn't that just so typical Spurs? We couldn't get our top targets, meaning guys who we were never going to pay for, so we'd rather just go for no one.
Yep. You know something, viewers out there, if you've not come across Mari's football channel, let me see if I can find it and put the link up. Put the link up. If I can actually find his channel, which I can't. Eugene, what's the full name of his channel? Mari.
From that
Spurs. Oh, from that Spurs episode. That's it.
Yes.
Okay. That's the one. I'm just going to quickly come here, and I'm going to quickly grab that, copy that, come back here. And people out there, if you want to go to this channel, tomorrow night, Mari's going to do a show that he does every Wednesday called the Love Lounge. Okay? Please do come down. Kim, I think nudge that Bob Spur wants you to turn up to there, but I'll be one of the panels anyway. I'm a guest on the show, so if you want to see me tomorrow evening, this is the where is the channel? There we go. This is the actual channel for it for Mari. Please do go on there. Do check him out. These are some of the new content creators that are coming fast, very very fast. They're rocketing right now. They're very much in trending. Brilliant content. better than mine. Tell you the truth. Trust me.
I know. It's a lot of fun. You can have it on in the background and listen. I imagine you'll put it on the background within 5-10 minutes. You'll be right in front of the screen watching because it's a lot of fun. He has some good guests. He has it's a different kind of show from what you see, right? So which is nice. Yeah. It's a lot more lighthearted, but still Spurs focused.
George is well informed. I like the comments that George has put into the comments this evening. And you know what? Jude's come from nowhere and put some amazing comments. Listen, all the viewers out there, I absolutely love all the comments you guys have been putting in. It's very much a relaxed feeling when you come to this channel, and you can pretty much talk about anything. So please do come by next Tuesday. I'm going to call this one up. Scott, I'm very sorry I chucked the link in so lately. I should have chucked it in much earlier.
You know what?
But I tell you the truth, we didn't even know that 1 hour and 40 minutes had gone by. Like literally it went like that. And I think that's a good sign, because it means that if you're enjoying yourself and you enjoy the company that you're with, then you are going to, time is going to fly. So, and Jamie gets saying that I can act as the chaperone.
For the Spurs Love Lounge.
That's for the Spurs Love Lounge, yes. So please do hit this channel up. I think it's an amazing channel. I think the content is so different compared to the other channels which are coming up in Spurs content that I absolutely love what this gentleman is doing. Very, very nice man indeed. Definitely turn up. So last week, and obviously bless you too, Jude. It has been storming, and Kim is saying, see you next Tuesday. No, Kim, come tomorrow. Come tomorrow. Bob's wants to see you here. Please do come by. It'd be an absolute pleasure. Have a look at some of these new content creators. I think they've got amazing content coming out. It's a lot of fun, and I think sometimes we need to have a little bit of fun with a slightly Spurs, flavor to it.
Yeah.
And the reason why I think it's fantastic is it's something that I would have thought of, but he thought of it before me. So big up Mari. Guys, Scott, would you like to hang around just for a bit? We're gonna be having a little chat afterwards, or unless you want to go. Okay. So I'm just gonna take you out the stream for a second. Would you like to let viewing audience know where they might find you if they happen to come across you?
Sure. I'll give a big up to this show. I'll always like to pop on to Let's Talk to Kay and Eugene, Persuasion TV, doing the big show this week, right? On Sunday, the pre-game, post-game, during game, after everything. So
we'll see how it goes. I'll let you know. I'll update you on the in the back room later.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Right.
Okay, I'll see you in 1 minute. Come on, you Spurs.
Yeah, come on, you Spurs.
I love that statement. Yeah. Kim, thank you very much. We'll end with Kim. Come on, you Spurs. Eugene. What a day. What a week.
What a week.
What a day. Right. What a week. I think I was upset on Saturday.
Yes, you were very upset on Saturday.
Very upset.
Very upset.
Very upset.
Yeah.
And
don't forget, you were carrying it on to my show, right? Of course, don't forget, I have Persuasion TV, guys. If you're not been to my channel, please hop onto my channel, Persuasion TV. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, hit the notification bell. And usually, if you want to see Mr. K being a tad bit less upset from Saturday, he was quite upset there on Sunday last week, last Sunday that passed. Go and watch it.
Listen, I like to give a big shout out to Jerry because I didn't see his comments earlier in the stream, but he must have been watching. So Jerry, big up to you. Thank you very much for writing "Come on, you Spurs" into the chat. Really do appreciate that. I think with that in mind, I think it's time to hit some sort of outro. Viewing audience out there, if you are listening, you might want to turn the volume down just a smidgen. And I'd like to thank all the viewers that have turned up. Been fantastic reading your comments. It's been fantastic talking to Kay. Yeah, brilliant. If some of you can come on into the actual panel, we'd like to see you as well. But for right now, it's "Come on, you Spurs." Eugene, do we agree upon an outro, like what we should say? Is it just "Come on, you Spurs" or something else?
I still "Come on, you Spurs" at the moment.
In that case, we'll stick to that then from now on. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's go now.